G'day Benny, we're out here at the Kenda Radial Riot once again, and we brought the Corvette back out.
Decided the boys have been nagging me to bring it back out, and I was hoping, you know, a couple more door slammers and all that, but with this whole stupid border stuff and all that, it's a bit hard, but hey, hopefully the next one's bigger.
Now we've got a new guys here with a new look we're out with.
Yeah, it's still the Century Corvette, so it's just that, but all my sponsors have allowed me to do the monochrome look with the black and white thing, so, you know, it's a change as good as a holiday. So the car's sort of been blue for the last 5 years, and I feel I've been shadowed in the back, and I wanted to stand out a little bit, so I thought, what better than paint it white?
Oh, it looks awesome. Now, you were out here testing last night. We couldn't quite get a full pass down. What's going on there?
So the first two runs actually it's got an electronic shifter in it nowadays, so door slammers allowed us to electric shift them, so all us guys driving it don't make as many mistakes. I had a little bit of an error. We bumped one of the wires, and it wasn't shifting into first gear, so it was actually leaving in too high a ratio. Because with the radials, you've got to drop the gear ratio so they don't spin. I couldn't get into that second gear, so it sort of was just playing up and didn't really play good.
No worries. Well, we look forward to you hitting the track this morning and seeing if we can another 3-second 200-mile-an-hour pass.
Yeah, well, that was the plan. I sort of got a little greedy after that. When I went 440 last night, I went back and I think I put on my cowboy hat and I threw the whip around a little bit too much and made it a little bit too savage, and I missed my shot at it later in the night, so I've calmed it back down. Dad turned up today, so we all know he's a tuning guru, so with a little bit of his love in it, it should go right.
Now we've got one last thing. Have you got a nickname for the car? There's a few been thrown around: white chocolate, salt and pepper.
It's actually its whole life. It's been called J-Lo because it's got such a big booty. So we'll stick with J-Lo for now.
There we go. No worries. Well, thanks for having a chat to us. We look forward to seeing you run today.
Thank you. Hope I can do you proud.
G'day, Goran. We're out here at the Kenda Radial Riot. Now, we saw you go sky high, you know, nearly every pass last night. What's going on there?
Yeah, so road trip last week, we were going hard right, like towards the fence. I had to back off a fair few times, so change your rear end. Didn't really have time to set it up. Change your height and all that sort of stuff, and end up getting it wrong and doing wheelies. So for the last pass, we finally sorted it out. So hopefully we'll stay nice and flat, mate.
So are you adding any more power into you're getting close to running that 4-second pass?
Yeah, we will now. So now we'll start putting timing back into it, start putting boost back into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the 4, but you know, do the best we can, mate. See how we go.
So now, what class are we running in this weekend?
OG 275.
So that's the street-driven class?
Yes. Well, not necessarily street-driven. I think as long as it can probably be street-driven, yeah, that's that class. So some cars are completely out of my league, mate. But no, it's just for fun, mate. It's all good.
Oh, that's the main thing, as long as you're out here having fun.
That's it, bro.
Now, other than the rear end, is there any other changes that you've made?
No, not really. The last change I made, as far as motor-wise, is new blocks to split the bore after like 11,000 Ks, and new turbo. So it's got a G45 on it.
Yep.
It's probably out of puff already, but it's designed to be fast for the street and everything else. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to go for outright power. I wanted to go for drivability and power to be right there. So that's probably really it. Block and the turbo. So
now, any sponsors or anyone you want to give shout outs to?
Yeah, mate. Probably there's a few. Justin at Horsepower Solutions, he tunes my car. Lee Darkey builds my box. Mac Suspension Dynamics, he sets my car up usually. Who else have we got? Tony at TBRE, he did the last bottom end in my car, so I'd like to thank him too. He did it real quick. And my family, especially my wife, because she always complains I don't thank her. So that's about
there
it.
You go. Now you have to show her this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thanks for having a chat to us. We look forward to keeping the front end down and going fast this weekend.
Thank you, mate.
Have some fun.
Appreciate it, buddy.
G'day guys, we're here with Dave Reed. Dave.
Yeah, how's it going?
Not too bad, man. Hey, you're the magic man on the camera. Where can we get your fantastic photos?
Dragphotos.com.au.
And you've got some pretty awesome videos, mashups of all the racing from here, from all these guys. Where can we find those?
Drag Videos Australia on YouTube.
You're a champion, mate.
Subscribe to that after you subscribe to Overtaking Lane.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Hey Steve, you're here, mate, running the Gemini. We normally see you in the HQ, but this is Reese's car, yeah?
Yeah, this is Reese's car, and I just had a spare driveline sitting there that we've chucked it in for this weekend while we give the courier a bit of a birthday. Yeah, have some fun, eh? Put some wheels up.
Mate, you're well known for putting wheels up in HQ, and now you're doing it in the Gemini.
Yeah, this one's a bit easier to pedal. She's a bit lighter, a bit smaller, and it's heaps more fun.
And it's not hurting anything, it handles it?
Nah, mate, it loves it, eh? Just pedal it just right, it loves it perfect.
And what about this driveline? What have we got in there now?
She's got a 18 degree headed 434 small block Chev. It's got a bit of gear going on. It's got a Cohen Glide, Cohen billet converter. Last week on the hub dyno with 100 in it, she went 646. So yeah, we're pretty safe on it at the moment.
Mate, that's a lot in a little car like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It actually scared the shit out of me the first one, but yeah.
Now it's just getting fun.
Yeah, now it's just beginning. We're just touching the back bar. Now we can start getting up a little bit more.
Mate, and you're always a regular out here to Kenders.
Yeah, I live for Kenda, mate. I've never missed one. Some we've missed where we haven't raced, but we still come and support it.
Mate, and what brings you to a Kenda? Is it the whole atmosphere, the track prep, or...?
It's the track prep, the atmosphere, the radial racing. We live for the radial racing, and it's the catch up with everyone you don't see all around, you know. Yep, the car community's pretty good.
Mate, it's always good to see, and yeah, we always love catching up with you, mate. So you have a great night, and hopefully you're about to get back on track. We're waiting on a bit of prep, mate, but hopefully you're not stuck in the suit for too long.
Yep, awesome, mate. Thank you very much, and we'll enjoy it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
You're going to do
So, Trackside Trev, how are we going out here today, mate?
It's going really good apart from the oil downs and the crashes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you slightly prepared for me to do surprise interviews on you now?
I had a sneaking suspicion that's what you were going to do. Yeah.
Mate, we just wanted to see how you're going out here with all the action. Mate, are you close enough to the action? There's
fairly
a
close.
few cars coming at you this weekend.
Yeah. Benny Valekin came pretty close.
Mate, but then he was all right, but it was...
He was okay, yeah. His car, not so much, but yeah, not what you want to see, but...
We've seen that thing do a hell of a lot of passes there, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
So,
I'm sure it'll be back to do many more.
mate, well, all right, we better let you get back to the camera. We must be nearly ready to get back on track, back to the live.
So, yeah.
All right, thanks, Trev. Diggles, I had to come and have a chat to you, mate. You're the voice of the live stream now as well, but you are the voice of Kenda, or one of.
Well, it's not often we get to just sort of stroll up in the middle of an event and have time to talk, but yeah, we are right in the depth of Radial Ride here, 2021. It's been a very good 2021 in a fraction sort of a way.
As we stick to the track.
One thing we always notice at the end of every event is that with Riot especially, you get a snapshot of what we've got for the year, what we've seen come out of the woodwork,
yep,
and then what's just come out of the woodwork and what we know's out there for next year. Right, this event especially sort of gives us a bit of an insight. How did we go for the year? And it's like, well, just as good as ever. What have we got to look forward to for next year? Very much everything the same. So we have got, and remember, because we're sort of locked with borders at the moment, we don't have the interstate guys that we know that we can rely on to just fill all our fields up. But just to even show that at our local level in Queensland, the Radial state, is that we've got a nice racer base here that all want to play this way, and we know everyone else in the other states want to play too, and we want to get back to Sydney next year. And of course we have them here at Willowbank. We've got all our great track prep gear. They're a complete machine, they're a unit. They know how to do it. We get the sponsors every year that are happy to say, well, let's go again, and we can put up that 25 grand nearly every event. Have nice little things within qualifying, like the small tyre shootout last night, thanks to Spot On. And then even today, that initiative where we gave Renegade, Rumble, Rebels and Ruckus shots at the track with a nominate your qualifying time.
On the entry a week ago.
So that's a new concept. Again, the guys are thinking. They're thinking of ideas to make things more intense. So then when we brought them out in qualifying, they had to hit a number. And there's two grand we're going to have to give away at trophies just for the qualifying for those guys. So I think the key is make it so it's not exclusive, it's inclusive. So pick, anyone can bring a car out that
that can compete.
Yep.
And more guys are probably sitting in the grandstands. They know someone else that's got a car out there competing, and they're going, well, how far away before we see a Radial car out of you? And the answer is we're seeing more names again come. So there's more Radial cars to come. The growth is just completely uncharted as far as any other scene I've seen so far. I mean, import was a big thing when everyone went racing at jamborees, and that ignited the imagination of not only Australia but the world. Same with Radial racing. It's where it's at.
Yeah.
And our Queensland and Australian flavour, Aussie Radial racing's like nothing else in the world. We've got the mighty Barra. We've got guys that want to play with more than just the V8s. We've got every form of power adder out there. Guys that want to do things like Juan Kudnick and put every power adder on a car. I love the idea that
run us over here.
And we're not cracking open a rule book. You know, we don't have a rule book. Our rule book's probably one page. Have fun.
Have fun.
We're radials. Have fun. And we're having fun here at the last round here at Riot. And you know, it's so good to be a very small part of what it's all about. Because we were just talking actually in a couple of different places about the older forms of the sport. Talking to Gary Hunt over here, very tough, aspirated Commodore. He could be in a super stock field. You know, if he had to go and race in mainstream motorsport or mainstream drag racing like super stock, he would be like a BMPA car or something like that. But what does that mean in the scheme of things? Not a lot, not to these guys.
No.
If it's heads up pro tree, you're in pro stock literally in the various categories from the Outlaw Radial class down to Ruckus, Rumble, Renegade and Rebels. So you can bring your street car out and do the same thing. They can all win the same money. They're all up for a K for the win.
Yeah.
In a street car or an outlaw car.
So it must have given away over $100,000 this year.
Nearly $100,000, and it's lightning in a bottle. This was
a tough year.
We bring him here, we set him out there. There's the Kenda 660. Let's go, and things just happen in front of us that are so organic, but yet go, wow. That was a close race with two completely different combos, and be identical at the 330 or identical at the 660, and win on a whole shot, win by 46 100,000ths of a second or whatever.
Could you pick a highlight for you so far tonight?
Already, all I can think of, the initial first highlight so far is just I know that everyone sort of had periodic struggles this afternoon in qualifying for whatever reason. But just the quality of OG 275 in the small amount of time that we've had the class OG 275, to see just how much that's expanded to 16 cars already just tonight, and just that little sweet spot like we saw when everyone jumped on Renegade at that 550 mark, we saw nearly 20 cars between 550 and 575. The same now for OG. We're going to see that, and if we include the whole country, and I made the call before on the mic, and I'll make sure that call goes through again, I bet you we can see a 50-car OG 275 field. When you think of all the cars that could run OG 275 in this country, someone needs to pick up and dangle a big carrot and see if we could get a 50-car field OG 275 for 5K the win. That's not within the realms of possibilities next year. We could really nut that one out. I think that's where OG 275 can go, to be honest.
Massive.
That's just one class out of all the Kenda formula, but that's where I know that's going to be a big groundswell of what I call reasonably achievable cars. There's a huge commitment to go Outlaw Radial. There's a huge commitment for any of the outlaw categories, but yet that OG one there is that you can throw nearly as much commitment and still keep that street style car that isn't a full-time job to look after, and to enjoy many miles on it, but absolutely enjoy the whole concept just come out of nowhere through this class, and we love it. And we've got to thank Outlaw Mufflers for sponsoring us for the 1,500 tonight for that.
There you go. Well, I think you've put that call out. You've said it on the mic. You've put it out now.
Wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be good to see? Wouldn't it be good to see?
If someone's sitting there at home and thinking I could do that, well, get in there and run it. Then they need to. They need to get out here. Bring it out.
Scotty and Justin, they dreamt big with what they were doing, and now this is what we see, the fruits of their labour. And I think, that's a great class. And I'm just making that. If you want to make an old bloke's dream come true, well, let's see. I reckon one time in the future we'll stand here and talk about it. Will we ever see 50 OG 275s one night? Wouldn't you love to see that?
Mate, we would. We definitely would.
And I can't move my feet because it's so
stuck.
Yeah.
This is Kenda track, right?
This part of it's fine. This part of it's fine. We've just got to pick up what's down there. We're going to be going.
Thanks, Diggles. Thank you. Thanks for having a chat to us, and thanks for doing all the commentary on the live. The guys are loving it out there.
G'day, Overtakers. We're back another week. And we've got a third.
Hey.
We've got a third screen down below me here. We've got the guys from UFO Sorcery Engineering here, all the way from the Netherlands on the live today.
I've never noticed your accent when you type, usually in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, he's French. I'm Dutch. So, yeah, most of the time, the Dutch people do not have a very strong accent. And, yeah, French people always have an accent.
Always the accent from the French.
Thank you for coming on, guys. And
thanks for having us.
Yeah, you guys are here every week now anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey,
Even if
you're in the comments at least anyway. Yeah, he was always there supporting us, and we appreciate that. And obviously, you're big supporters of a lot of Aussie YouTubers. And
definitely.
And probably one big main reason that you're a big supporter of Aussie YouTubers is a bit about your build, right?
Yes, we decided to build a Nissan Skyline R32 that I own since 2017. This car developed pretty massive middle horsepower with the RB20 DT that I have before, but due to the fact that there is not that much aftermarket parts, I decided to go crazy regarding the what I'm going to put inside the car. So at the beginning we are watching the Skid Factory, but it was on MCM TV2.
The early beginnings of the Skid Factory.
Yeah, before they have their own channel.
Yeah.
And there is this Skyline R32 4 doors, the gray one from Matt, I believe, and he put a LS3 engine inside with a twin.
Yeah, Tyler's been for a drive in that one, Matt. Yeah.
So I was thinking, why not to just put this engine on?
Yeah.
And suddenly, in the end of 2017, I believe, Mighty Car Mods released videos regarding buying a Cresta and put an almighty Barra inside. So I was shaking. So I said to Stein, we have to do that on the Skyline. And then after that, we decided to go crazy. And we bought ourselves a Ford Barra engine. And decided at the beginning to let it stock, just put some valve springs and oil pump.
Some simple basic upgrades. And then all of a sudden we decided, you know what? Why don't we go full crazy and just go for 1,000+ horsepowers?
Yeah.
And then we got in contact via Benny Niels from Benny Custom Works.
Yes.
He said, go to Empire. Those guys can help you with all the parts that you need to reach that 1,000+ horsepower goal.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
rest is history.
I mean, we contact Rod and Omar from Empire Mechanical and Racing and Elite Performance Parts. And they say, with this combo, with those parts, easily you can go more than 1,000 horsepower without any problem. So I was, ooh. And when I saw the price regarding the power price ratio, it was,
It's way cheaper than go for an RB26 or an RB25 because those engines are so expensive. Even a 2JZ.
Try and get 1,000 horsepower from.
Yeah.
Because a heck of a lot of money.
Yeah, 20, 30, 40,000 Australian dollars. So for us, the price, quality, and ratio regarding the horsepower, it was a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
You get so much horsepower for so less money. So that's why.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Sorry, I did cut you off, Tully. You probably want to say hello to everyone because there's all these people in chat too.
That's all right.
I was just excited because we've been chatting for like 5 minutes before the show, and then so it was sort of like just straight in to keep chatting. But we better say good day to everyone in the comments.
Yep. We got Roy here. Roy Ferntorp, DIY Misfit here. Says 4:30 a.m. here. Too much horsepower this early. Jason Tompkins, g'day. James Bayliss, Huggy, Matty Crick, Taylor, g'day. Southey, Brennan Wheatley, Scotty Sherrington, Carnage, Terry Hankins. Go on my way up. Too Easy Racing. Gary Smith, Nan is in the chat. Bad Q Garage, Dave Ray, how you going? Paige. Dad's Garage. Chris Young says he loves the Dutch accent.
Oh, thank you.
Interesting. My neighbour's just started his R32 GDR. I can hear it in the background.
JRM Rob. G'day, Rob. How you going? Huggy as well. G'day, Huggy. I think I've got everyone. If I missed you,
I think you
you'll
said
have to
Huggy.
come in the chat.
Try again, Huggy. He's
And Carnage.
Carnage. We got everyone?
I think so. If I've missed you, then come in the chat again and I'll pick you up. And of course, throughout the show as well, if any of you guys have questions for the guys,
Any question? Yeah.
just post them in the chat and we'll ask them. And, you know, if you want to know about what the car culture is over there.
Control me.
I see something from Chris Young. He's going to say he's a Dutch hardcore fan. That's a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I know this because I went to a lot of those festivals when I was a bit younger.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like 180 BPM music.
G'day, Rodney. How you going? Adam Geary as well.
I've just become a bit sedate in my old age as I get older. I listen to all the old classical stuff now. Not that sort of classical. I mean, like classic rock.
Nah, don't lie. I know you're sitting there listening to Mozart.
Yeah, definitely can enjoy ZZ Top right now.
I get that all the time. I cop that all the time from work actually, because I sort of I had a bit of a corporate sort of a job, and then we hit the coronavirus, and we shut all our stores, and I've worked from home for 2 years, so I've just let it go. Yeah, let loose, and then they make me turn my camera on every so often, and online with work, and then all the ZZ Top stuff. But for as much as I'm on camera normally, I try to avoid the camera totally for work because it's always been trim the beard, clean cut, business shirts, ties, and now I'm just
but my dad is a big beard. My dad is a big ZZ Top fan, so that's why I know that.
I have seen them. I have seen them live once a few years ago with Guns N' Roses. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen them 3 times live in the Netherlands with my dad.
They're great. They're great performers.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of them died.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, just recently, not too long ago, wasn't it? So,
Too Easy Racing's got a question here. He says, "Do you guys have any car meets coming up?"
Actually, we prepared the car for the biggest car event here in Europe. Name is in French, so I'm going to say it. The Brûleur de Gommes, or BDJ. BDJ.
Yep.
This is one of the biggest car events here in Belgium, in Europe in general.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of hypercar, supercar, racing car, shitbox car. And
from really like the basic stuff to the real high performance cars, but also like the heavily modified cars to proper GT3 race cars. And it's held on Spa-Francorchamps, so the Formula 1 track.
Yeah.
So we also rented out a pit box.
Yeah.
Not the Formula 1 pit box, but the endurance one. That's the lower one. It's a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to stand with the car. And of course, people can contact us.
Yeah.
There are some track parades and some track days during the whole weekend.
Well, we're gonna.
So you're hoping to have it finished for that?
We try.
We try. Actually,
not far away.
In 3 to 4 weeks. 4 weeks now.
4.5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna
that's gonna make it hard.
It's not hard. We're going to get a lot of adrenaline rush, so we don't even need to drink Monster. But I believe, now the car is the car paint is finished. It's mint. Also, the roll cage is finished.
Roll cage is done.
Interior is almost finished.
Yeah.
The engine is done right now.
We just have to, paint the valve cover, paint the timing cover,
and that's it.
Then we rebuilt today.
Bit of wrinkle red.
No, not wrinkle red. It's going to be something else. Today we're going to rebuild the power glide, and then hopefully tomorrow we're going to put them back together, the engine and gearbox,
And
put them
throw it-
inside the Skyline,
Yeah.
and then build the exhaust manifold, exhaust,
Intercooler system. Fuel
Um,
system arrived. Is already arrived.
Yeah, we have almost everything already here for the fuel system.
Yeah.
We're only waiting for the AN lines, and then it's just buttoning up and do some electrical work, and then it should be ready.
Then normally with the base map that Andy from Adaptronic provide to me, because we're gonna to start the car with the Adaptronic normally made for Skyline. So I'm gonna to adapt it for the Barra because this is exactly the same firing order. And Andy from Adaptronic provide to me his success to make some modification and adapt the one from Altec to put it inside the Adaptronic system to make the car start with a very nice custom-made base map. So after that, just
You've got a Altec ECU in there, yeah.
no
Adaptronic
E-Mod
Adaptronic was it? Ah, yeah, okay.
So, but the Haltech is not that very known here in Europe. It's known, people know it, but most of the time they use the Link ECU.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Link. Yeah. Okay.
Link is a very big player here in Europe for
Max
modified.
ECU.
Max ECU.
Max ECU also.
Max, yeah.
Okay.
I'm also I actually like Haltech way more because you get a lot of online support from Haltech.
And Tuning Fork also, you can contact
You get a lot of information found on the internet if you have some kind of issues. With Link ECU, it's always blocked, so you have to go to a specialist to have it tuned and everything. And the benefit of Max ECU and Adaptronic is that it's open source.
Yeah.
So you can do it yourself, or you go to a friend that is a tuner that you can say, and then they can do their stuff, their magics. And Haltech is also open source.
Yeah.
That's what I find more attractive of those kind of ECUs.
Yeah. Okay. And now there's obviously there's a fairly extensive list for 3 or 4 weeks of what you got to do, and you're like, we should be able to do it. Is this a full-time thing? You've got Sorcery Engineering. This is not full-time though?
No.
For him,
as well?
For him, no. For the moment.
For the moment, no.
But for me, yes, because
No. It's for us both. It's actually a side job.
A side job, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's working on your own car as well, of course. So it's obviously that's never a paid thing. So, but
no. For us, it's more of a side job to get some extras. Maybe in the future we can grow big enough to live from this.
Yep.
Not for the YouTube, but really like our company, UFO Sorcery Engineering.
Yeah.
Yes.
But for the moment, we both work 40 hours for a boss.
Yeah. For an employee.
Okay.
So
hopefully the car might you get out there. You've got something a little different that people aren't going to know there, and there's going to be a lot of interest in it. So hopefully that might generate a little bit of interest and then bring in some business as well for you guys, I guess. And then,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the idea to create a platform for us with this car to ignite our business in maybe that we can say we don't have to work for a boss anymore. We're our own bosses, and we can rent out the workshop because now we do everything in our home garage.
Yeah.
So it's very small, so it's very tight, and space in the Netherlands is very expensive.
Yeah.
So a big garage, very expensive. If you want to rent out a garage, it's easily 1,000 to 1,200 Australian dollars a month of rent.
Yeah. What's
the average sort of house block for you?
Standard house plot is roughly 200 to 300 square meters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tiny.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm quite lucky. I have a big house plot because I bought my house and garden and everything when it was in the bad time, recession time. So I bought it's like 500 square meters. So it's pretty big.
Yep.
But I didn't have a garage, so I still need to build my garage. But I can build roughly a 50 to 60 square meters garage.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, what size your place is? 5.
So mine's 420 square meters. Where we live.
20 square meters, and that's tiny. Like that's small. Like that's
across the road is 321 square meters, I think, or 319 square meters from us. And that's really small. So like average size block, they're definitely getting smaller because developers want to make the most amount of money. But the average sort of block was probably between 800 to 1,000 square meters, I think.
but it's also
Especially
a bit of a difference.
country towns.
If you look at the size of Australia compared to the Netherlands.
Yeah, we were talking before, and you were saying traveling like from the south point right to the north point was 3 hours, and it's like, oh yeah, that was
if you go across,
when we
it's
went
like
to
2.5 hours.
yeah, cross.
No. We live with roughly 17 million people in the Netherlands. Where we live is quite rural, so we live all the way in the south. It's quite rural. It's more of the countryside. But still, prices of houses went up for the last few years, crazy amounts. So you pay like 300,000-400,000 euros for a 300 square to 400 square meter.
Probably somewhat equivalent, I guess, because you'd double the euro to Australian dollars, about double, isn't it?
Times 1.6, I believe. So
it's not quite as bad as double. Yeah, okay.
No.
Tolly, comments? How's the comments going there?
Yes, so we got a couple. Dilana, thank you for the comment. Says, enjoy your live stream today. We will. We've got some awesome guests on.
Thank you.
Grinding Gears as well in the chat now. G'day. We've got a couple of questions. Rob from JRM says
Netherlands is bigger than England. Is that a question or is it? I don't know.
Not sure. I'll Google it in a second.
It's we're not very worldly people here, so we've not been out of. I've been out of Australia twice. Tyler's never been out of Australia. Tyler, have you?
Never.
England is bigger than the Netherlands, I believe, because Netherlands.
UK is like 4 or 5 times the size of the Netherlands.
486% larger than the Netherlands.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Google it.
It's
like the first thing that I heard so far is that Australia, it's 14 or 15 times bigger than France. So when I got that in mind, I was
yeah.
It's
like we can drive 12 hours.
Australia is about 186 times bigger than the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And 41,000 square kilometers to 7.7 million square kilometers.
Do you still have traffic jams?
Yeah, we do in Sydney, Brisbane.
A lot of Australia isn't occupied.
Yeah.
There is it's occupied only by skippy kangaroos. And
yeah. So where we are now, we've just moved out here, and I've got 2 acres. So I don't know how many square meters that is. Tyler will tell us.
How much, so? 2 acres.
2 acres. Yeah. So I'm currently trying to
8,000 square meters.
Building a garage. It's going to be about 210 square meters for the garage.
Wow,
that's all.
Bro, that's the size of my house.
We'd go bigger if we could afford it.
And we're working here in a garage for what is like 16 square meters. We have a shed behind the garage that's like 12 square meters.
No, it's bigger. I believe it's 4 meter by 4 meter. It's 16 square.
16. Sorry,
4 by 4.
That's the
4
the
by
shed.
4. That's tiny.
And then the garage is like 3.5 by 5 or 6 deep. That's a garage of this.
Yeah. Yes,
and
like that's not even a single garage here. Like we'd be at least 3.5 by 6 for a small single garage. And
it's just a garage that you can just put one car inside. But because I'm skinny, I can go all around.
I wouldn't be able to get out the door. I wouldn't be able to get the door open enough to get out of the car.
Just like that.
That's also my issue. If I need to get in the car and I need to do something inside the Skyline, I open the door and I'm like, I'm a very big guy, so I'm like, don't scratch the door, don't scratch the paint, don't scratch the roll cage.
Oh, that's classic.
All right, so we got a couple of questions, and Rob said, I would love to do a track day at Spa. JRM Rob.
You're always welcome to come. For us, it's like 40 minutes driving.
45
really?
You're always welcome to come.
Yeah.
Gary Smith says, what's everyone's take on the Barra over there?
That's the issue we already talked up front a little bit with you guys. That some people know about the Barra.
Yeah, they don't know that much. They associate Ford with V8 or with EcoBoost engine.
Yeah, for the.
So when as a point, we got invited by the French Federation for the drag race association. And when they asking me what kind of engine I going to put in, going to be inside the car and blah blah blah, and I said this is a Ford Barra. There is a minute of silence, like you are in a western scene and there is those kind of dry stuff just coming, or like in Nicky Larson,
tumbleweeds come through
just behind, and he was thinking, what is a Ford Barra? And I say, yeah, this is a 6-cylinder, 4-liter capacity. But it's only made in Australia. And he was, I never heard about this engine. So this is how it's look when you said to the people, oh, we're going to install a Ford engine. Yeah, which one? Barra. I don't know. Even every people in the clinic scene here, when you say Ford Barra, they don't know. They don't know this engine.
There's a very few people because they watched Australian YouTube channels.
Yeah, that's it.
Then they know Full Boost
Full
or Penny Custom Works or all of those channels in Australia. That they say, oh, I've heard about it, but still they don't know exactly what the capability is of this engine.
Yeah,
and then you explain to them, the crankshaft can almost handle 1800 horsepower, the stock crankshaft. And then the people are like, what do you say? And then you explain to people how much it costs the engine and how much
you spend money for the parts.
The aftermarket parts scene in Australia is very big. Yeah, the only issue is you have to get it always from Australia. There is no supplier here. So that's what we also try to do with UFO Sorcery in the future. That we will be the partners from Empire Elite.
We are already the partners for Empire Elite,
but here in Europe.
Yeah.
So when we grow bigger and bigger, then we want to have a stock distribution center.
People want something Barra, they'll come and talk to you guys.
Yeah, that's the main goal for the future.
And
once people see it run, they'll just be amazed. And I've never been a big Ford guy, but I've been beaten by a lot of Barras. Yes, so, and it's always a little embarrassing, when they just go straight past you, and you know that they haven't actually spent that much to do it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what we liked about this. Yeah, is the cost is
so small regarding overbuild. If you put an RB26 or 2JZ, you have to fund an engine first.
Yeah.
So at least spend 4K on the engine. Here in Europe, it's roughly around 8K for RB26 or 2JZ. Then you have to buy the parts, so you have to add another 15 to 20K on the top. Then, if you are not a mechanic, you have to provide the engine to somebody else. So
pay another 3.5, 4K.
And at the end, you can just go to a wrecker, buy a Barra, put it inside your on the engine stand, and then buy the parts everywhere from Dominator, Empire Elite Performance parts and stuff like that, and rebuild the engine within 2 days. And it's going to cost you $200 Australian, and you're going to spend maybe 4 or 5, even 6,000 Australian dollars. But at the end, you have an engine is capable of 1,000 more horsepower. So the choice is very quickly made at this time.
It must annoy you a little bit to know that we can just the parts for these things are readily available for us, off the shelf everywhere.
Yeah. One side, yes, but if you want to stand out in Europe, you have to do something totally different.
Yeah,
that nobody has done before. So this was for us also the big opportunity to say we go totally different. Yeah, I can get a V8 from a BMW or an Audi, or I get some JDM stuff because everybody know about the JDM stuff, but nobody heard about the Barra.
No.
And when we go to the drag strip, and we go put down a 9-second or maybe even an 8-second pass, people are going to say, what in the world is that engine? And then they can say, yes, come to us. We can provide you an engine.
Yeah.
And then you can explain to them.
And we can tell you how to put it in, what you got to do to get it in, adapt it.
And hopefully then we can create maybe in the automotive world in the tuning world regarding drag, but also maybe some time attack or maybe some drifting, because even replacing parts from the Barra is not that expensive. It's pretty cheap. And if you wreck a 2JZ or you wreck a RB30, again, you have to spend another 10,000 or 20,000 euros, Australian dollars whatsoever. So also for the small teams or the small persons that just do that for fun, it's cheaper and easier to go for a Barra. And that's what we try to convince the people here.
Yeah. We want to spread out the faith of the Barra here in Netherlands. Yeah. And even in Europe.
I've probably got a million questions of mine, but Tyler.
Yeah,
Tyler probably won't butt in on me, but he should.
I was about to. I got one more question here from the chat from James. So it's a good lead in from what you mentioned before about taking it to the drag. It says, besides from building a 1,000 horsepower Barra R32, are you after a specific quarter mile number?
To be honest, I think for the moment we're going to, regarding the horsepower, we're going to stay minimum at 1,000 horsepower. With the power weight ratio of the car and the engine, because the car now we remove every kind of noise insulator. The plastic are removed. There is no more spare wheels. Nothing. It's empty. Normally it should be around
1,200 something.
1,200 something kilograms. And with 1,000 horsepower, but I just hope that we can make 8 low pass, 8 low second pass, 8 seconds low.
So in June we go to the drag event. Then really we're going to
test
and tune. So then we're going to check. Okay, first a normal pass, then go faster and faster and faster. Make sure that everything works properly, nothing breaks down. Because what we didn't modify just yet is the rear side axles. So our guess will be that the axles itself will survive, but the joints, the CV joints, will probably snap. So we will have to check. We already have some options available to modify that, but of course we are a little bit of a time crunch for the next 4 weeks. So maybe we're going to try to do this conversion to a salt axle, or buy some specialized axles from a friend of ours who is a
drive shaft fabricator,
drive shaft shop. So he can fabricate everything. That we're going to check with him what is possible to enlarge it, to make it more stronger. So that's something that we can maybe do for June, because then we have a little bit more time. But we hope to go for first moment. We hope for a 9-second pass. And if we can go faster, we go faster. But at a certain point, you're allowed to, or you're
not allowed
to have a parachute.
I was going to ask you about the tech rules. You've got a cage.
Yes.
Now, do you have to get that cage teched for drag racing? Yes. So, and at what point is that? Is that like for here it'd be a 10.5? Once you go under a 10.5, you'd have to get your cage teched.
Yes, well, it's regarding the time and also the speed that you cross the quarter miles line. If you like an example, there is multiple categories here. You have the amateur categories, so everybody can bring the car and go. So if you go between 12 and 10, you don't need a roll cage. You don't even need a parachute. You don't need anything. You just need a 4-point racing harness and all the equipment. So the suit and the gloves and the shoes and the helmet and stuff like that. If you go faster than 10 seconds, so between 10 and 9 seconds, you need a roll cage. In this case, you can have a semi-roll cage or like a drag roll cage. So it's a semi plus a diagonal bar goes to the front. And you need also a 4-point minimum 4-point harness, and that's it. If you go faster than 9 and faster than 140 miles an hour, you have to need a complete roll cage, a minimum of 5-point racing harness, and you need a chute. And if you go between 9 and 8, and if you go more than I believe it was 200 miles, so roughly around 300 kilometers, you need 2 chutes, a complete harness, an end system, and a 5 and 6 point racing harness.
And also
a fire extinguisher and the switch and all that kind of stuff that you need. Yeah.
Full fire system. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the governing body like for here? You know, we've got IHRA, ANDRA, which is like Australian National Drag Racing Association. Who's the governing body in the drag racing over there? Do they have?
Most of the time they use the FIA drag regulations.
Yeah.
So in France, you have a certain entity that regulates the FIA rules, and they have maybe some specific rules. In Belgium, there is no.
No, there is no.
In the Netherlands, you have a small one, but in the Netherlands, we don't have really a drag strip. It's always like an airstrip, an old abandoned airfield.
There's no prep on those airstrips.
No prep, no.
Yeah, okay,
No.
so there'd be no prep like we do.
In France, you have then the governing body,
the ATD, the Association Trophy Drag Series. Yeah.
They regulate the FIA rules. You have also like the European drag championship that goes to the UK to the Centerport Raceway. That goes to Hockenheim. That's in Germany. It's like 1.5 hours away from us here. They all regulate the FIA rules. So with the 25.2 cage and the funny cage run and all those expensive things, but those are like 100,000 euros drag race cars. So it depends on which class you go and which drag race, drag strip you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for example, Centerport has also pretty strict regulations, but they use.
We watch a bit of Centerport. Yeah, we watch a bit of that.
Yeah, so they use certain FIA rules, but also certain of their own rules because they also want to provide people that have like a fast street car to be able to go on the drag strip. So they have certain in between regulations. So it depends on a bit of the racetrack you go to.
Okay, I got a couple more from chat here. Dingus says
one before you do, Tyler. Hang on.
Well, I was going to shout out because Dingus says member for 4 months. So I was being polite because he's paid money. Yeah.
Good on you. Good on you, Dingus. So you get it. Go for it. What's Dingus asked?
He said he didn't ask anything. He just said the 2K Barra was once possible.
Yeah. It's, I see some built Barras selling over here at the moment for about 12,000. So you got to pay a few bucks to get one that's well set up. I was just going to say, Shane says, where are you from? France? No, Netherlands, Shane. So Shane Sermon's just joined us. So the guys are from Netherlands.
I'm from the Netherlands originally. I live in the south. So I was born and raised in the capital of our province, very small, Maastricht. So it's all the way in the south. And he is from France.
I'm from Paris. Actually, living in 30 years in France, 1 year in Australia, and now I put my ass and I put my luggage here in Netherlands, and I feel very, very happy with that. Yeah.
There you go.
Netherlands provide a lot of freedom regarding car enthusiasts and automotive.
Because
there's a massive car scene in Netherlands.
We'll touch on that in a minute because I have a couple of questions around that about something we talked about beforehand. JRM Rob asks, is the car being tuned on E85 or something else like methanol?
At this moment, problem is, can I answer to this
question? Answer it. This hurts a little bit of my Dutch pride, you know?
Yeah. To be honest, I come from France, so in France we have E85, this magical corn juice that you can put for 50 cents.
50 cents, 60
yeah,
cents.
A liter or stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Here in Netherlands, this is a green country. So saving energy and stuff like that, but they don't have E85.
Nope.
They decide to don't install E85. There is no E85. If you want E85, you have to go to the border, the French border.
Yeah.
So it's roughly 3 hours to drive to take just 40 liters or stuff like that. Doesn't make sense. So for the moment, the car gonna to run with 102 octane that we have from our
neighbor country, Germany, because
German
we drive 5 minutes and we're in Germany.
Yeah.
To the gas station.
Yeah.
So we can get 102.
So we go.
And 102 is just that's at the Bowser. You can just 98's the highest we can get.
In the Netherlands, we can also get 98. That's the highest.
Yeah.
Some Shell have V power. That's 100.
100 octane, yeah.
But in the Netherlands, gas prices or petrol prices are €2 almost the liter.
For 95.
Wow.
For 95. 95 E10.
Yeah.
And it's
€2 liter. Yeah, and when you go to Germany or Belgium, which the petrol is way cheaper, you can get 102 for 180 something.
180 for the 102. For race fuel, you pay 180.
Yeah.
So we go for 102. We're gonna try to manage if it's possible to make around 1,000 horsepower with it. If not, we're gonna to install a very nice system that I'm gonna to install for my father. We're gonna to put water methanol injection front of the turbo. So then when the turbo gonna to compress the air because there is methanol inside, and maybe we're gonna to install some misty misty sprayer front of the intercooler. It's gonna to be very cold, and then after,
we are lucky that when we get hot summers, we speak about 30 degrees.
Yeah.
That's when we speak about hot summers.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about overheating engines or whatsoever, because in general, a summer is between 25 and 30 degrees. That is our summer of temperatures. So we're pretty lucky that we don't get very hot summers.
Yeah, sometimes we don't have summers.
Sometimes we don't even have summers.
We just don't
like rain. So we
What's
don't
the temperature there now? Obviously you guys are in hoodies. I'm in in a t-shirt and shorts.
We're in a shed with a hoodie. I have some thermal wear. We have the heater next to us.
So I have just a t-shirt. I have just a small t-shirt. Yeah, Empire.
So it's roughly 10 degrees now.
10.
Yeah, it's roughly 10 degrees outside.
So today is a little bit warmer than normally, because last week it was roughly 4 or 5 degrees.
Even 2.
Right.
Even 2 degrees.
Celsius.
No snow. No snow at the moment, though, eh?
No, we didn't have snow this year.
No.
I think, okay, so you don't cop that.
Luckily.
Luckily for us.
More questions, Tyler?
Yeah, question from Rodney.
Well,
Says,
I see the comments going, so there's heaps in there.
Is there drag and drive events? So similar to like we did the road trip drag challenge. Is there anything like that?
No.
That is something that we talked about last week.
You need to make that happen. There's an opportunity.
Maybe want to make it happen for the people here in Europe to maybe organize something like a drag and drive event.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about, you have the drag race week in Australia. You have like so many drag race challenges in USA. And I'm like, we don't have any here in Europe.
No.
So I was thinking like,
can we organize something? We'll bring Mick from Addictive Events and we'll come over and we'll organize it all together.
Yeah,
why not? Feel free to come. I mean, that's an idea that we have since a few weeks now. It's like watching all those kind of like with Ben Nils from Benny Custom Rocks. He goes to Drag Week in the USA. Yes. He do also the Drag Wet Challenge here there in Australia at your place. And I was very frustrated because I said we're gonna to build a R32 with a Barra.
Yeah.
But if it's just good to go to the bakery and to buy some bread, doesn't make sense. The fact is that you in Australia, you are not like us with high stuff. So we are open. You can do everything you want. But here in Europe, it's so pain in the ass to try to organize something like that. I mean, even the event at Spa-Francorchamps, my friend, because this is one of my friends, says, it's take me, every time he has to organize it, it takes 7 months because there is administration paper to fill, because there is for the noise nuisance and stuff like that. So there is a lot of
you have a lot of regulations, and most of the time that happens is like, we have a very old track, and all of a sudden people are building houses next to the track, and after 10 years,
we get a bit of that.
They start complaining about the noise.
Yeah.
Why did you buy
we do get that
track? Are you stupid? And it's the same.
It sounds like Lakeside. Lakeside's a racetrack like that has a lot of people complaining and a lot of noise restrictions and stuff.
Probably the racetrack was there before the houses was built.
Yeah, it's actually what do they call it? Historically listed, Tyler? What do they call it?
Yeah, the heritage listed.
Heritage listed, they call it. Yeah, so it's yeah.
That's the same for us. We have, for example, Spa-Francorchamps. It's a historical track. We have Zolder. That's also pretty close by. It's also a very historical track that has been built right after the Second World War, and there was only like fields, so nobody was living there. So you can make as much of noise as you want. Now in Zolder, even on a normal track day, you're 95
decibel, yeah,
is maximum.
That's
if
maximum,
you cruise it, you get one warning. The next warning, you're off the track.
Even if you pay for
because otherwise the people are going to complain, and then they maybe have to shut down the track.
They shut it all down. Yeah. I just saw one comment there, Tyler. Shane says, "Watch out, Dave. The Euro beer is pretty heavy if I go over there." He said I mightn't handle the beers.
So Chris Young says, "Any thoughts on putting sand tires on a car and drag race at the beach?"
Drag races at the beach. We don't live close to the beach.
No, and even the beach, even the beach in Netherlands, it's
probably the Greenpeace people and the left wing people are coming down together with us with axes and pitchforks to chase us. Because like he said, the Netherlands is a pretty green reformist country.
Yeah.
So it took a while before he got the joke.
French brain.
So we also sometimes struggle with those kind of things that they shut down, like all those nice events. What we want to have, like as a car. Look, I'm a big fan of electrical vehicle stuff. I'm a big fan of that. I like how fast they go and the development, but in my heart and in my mind, I prefer an engine that makes noise. And I've been raised with that by my dad. The same for him. He has been raised by his dad with engines. So I don't mind those people. They can do whatever they want, but don't try to steal away or take away our stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's why also like fuel prices go up like crazy. Taxes on stuff.
Yeah, that fuel is very expensive. That's around $350 Australian dollars. You say for 95.
Yeah.
At the moment we're all crazy because it's at like $1.80, $1.90 over here, and that's really high for us. Normally it's like maybe $1.10.
Whoa!
$1.20.
$1.10.
$1.10, $1.20.
It's 80 cents. Yeah.
That's when we're lucky. It hasn't been like that for a while now, though. It's been really expensive for a little while.
Yeah, but the difference is also for you guys. You have to drive pretty far to all the places in Australia, so you consume also more than we have. If I go to the city, I can also. The Netherlands is a bicycle country. If I go to my work, I can drive my car less than 10 minutes. I'm on my work, but the road safety for bicycles is so enormous in the Netherlands. I can also take my bicycle and go to my work, and it's 20-25 minutes. But I'm a lazy fuck. I don't care. So I rather drive my car to my work than go on a bicycle, you know.
Mark Biffin says run a power cruise style event at Spa.
I don't know if it's allowed to do power cruise in Spa.
You've seen power cruise?
There is no Australian stuff in Spa.
You know, a power cruise would be very amazing and cool, but the last time that some French influencer took some kind of did some burnouts on Spa. So the owner of the circuit, Spa, was not so very happy.
He complained against the organizer.
Yeah, because they just put some, like donuts on the track. And
they do donuts on the track. And
they just resurfaced the whole track view. Took some burnouts, did some donuts. So that's the issue. We have a lot of government bodies controlling this and then controlling that and controlling this. So you have to be very careful with what you're doing. So that's the issue.
There is not that much freedom for the race stuff in in Belgium.
In
Typically
Belgium.
in Belgium.
What about the regulations on street cars? Like, so driving on the street, what's that like? Because
There is
some of that's
no
difficult in Australia compared to America.
there is no restriction. It's the America in Europe, here in Netherlands. There is no restriction at all regarding the car. So, as an example, you're gonna to buy, I don't know, like a Skyline. We're gonna say Skyline, and you are not happy with your engine, so you want to put another engine. So in this case, you can put a Barra, you can put a V8, you can even put a V12 inside.
You can put anything.
If the mechanic is done properly and the wiring harness is done properly, and there is no impact regarding the safety and the security of the driver and the passengers, you go to the technical control every year. They just check the brakes, the balance, check the smoke, if there is any kind of leak and stuff like that, the CO2. And then, if there is no complaint, you pass it and you can drive it daily. So the Skyline, even with a roll cage and a Barra and all that kind of modification, if my lights working, my brakes working, everything works and there is no leak and everything is in safety side, I can drive it daily.
See, here, like Skyline, Tyler, you could do an LS NA, is that right? But you can't do.
Yeah, I can't put any turbos on it. It's not registerable if you put turbos on it because it makes too much power. Power to weight is too high for the car. Yeah, and you also can't put an engine in a car if the engine is older than the car is.
Yeah, the fact is that here in Netherlands you are free to do whatsoever you want, but there is some kind of restriction, I would say. As an example, my Skyline is a 6-cylinder from factory. Yep. So the only engine that I can put normally is a 6-cylinder. You can put also a V8. It's not a problem. Yep. But there is what we call, the guys, when you're going to make the homologation, you're going to make the homologation, they want to be sure that if it's a 6-cylinder from factory, you're going to put a 6-cylinder after that. Doesn't matter. Regarding the horsepower, can be also a problem. Normally, you have to put if you put another engine that the original engine that you have, the engine that you're going to install cannot make more than 20% of the original horsepower from the original engine. If you do more, you have to go to the homologation center, and then you are free to do whatever you want.
Yep.
But if you're smart, it's like if you take a 6-cylinder for a 6-cylinder, how are they going to test how much horsepower you have?
And also how they're going to say if it's a Nissan engine or a Ford Barra, because if I remove the plastic cover, they don't going to say, it's a Ford Barra engine.
So you have to pay.
Nobody knows what that is over there.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to be a little bit smart on how you do it, and many police people, they don't care.
No.
And they cannot check it. So how do they want to check how many horsepower the car has? They don't have a dyno. So
if you stay on the limit of the decibel sound,
that's okay.
That's okay. And because the Barra is bigger than the RB20, so it's less. It's not loud actually. No, I mean, my RB20 was louder than the Barra. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, but there are some. He is lucky because his Nissan Skyline is regulated that he can have more decibel than standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, for example, a friend of ours who has a GTR R32, who is also rebuilding it, he has on his documents that he's allowed to not have a catalytic converter, so he can drive without a catalytic converter.
Me, I can.
You can also.
Yeah.
So there are some rules and stuff that you can, go between the lines and the rules.
Right. I've got a couple of questions going back. Brennan Wheatley, it's all right. I've got them all written down. You don't have to worry about it. Brennan Wheatley says, are you guys fans of Swedish drag racing?
Oh,
yes, definitely.
Open Stockholm. You have Stockholm open.
You have to open Stockholm. That's a little bit of the darker side of the drag race world.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about Open Stockholm.
Stockholm.
I don't.
No,
I
no.
don't. I've got to admit, I don't. I'm gonna have to research this later.
Stockholm Open. If you want to watch it, you go to 1320 videos. You know the deal.
I watch a bit of 1320.
And you put Stockholm Open. Those guys in Sweden, they are F crazy. I mean, I don't gonna say the word because we are on YouTube, but it's F crazy. They put more than 60 or 40 cars. Yeah. And they make drag race on normal roads, so they block the road. Yeah, on the open highway, they just block the road. The guys make burnout, and they align, tuck, full step back, ping the light, and they goes for quarter mile. And after that, they take the car and they go to the next drag point.
Yeah.
And they begin at what? At 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in the dark in the evening.
And they finish at 5 a.m. in the morning. And they block the street.
We would never do that sort of thing here, or maybe we would just never cover it on YouTube.
Something else.
they block the street.
There wouldn't be an event like that happening this weekend at all. Unfortunately, we can't show any of that sort of stuff. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, me too. No, but in Sweden, they are. I mean, they. Off YouTube, off camera, we are speaking about Gatebil and stuff like that. Well, Gatebil is in Norway or Finland.
You have Gatebil in Sweden?
No, it's not in Sweden. Gatebil.
It's Norway?
No, Denmark, I believe.
No. It's Norway or Sweden.
I think it's in Norway.
Norway.
I was looking it up before.
I'm pretty sure James just hooked me up with a link to Open Stockholm. James is on that for me.
Yeah, I watched the videos from
you have to watch. It's 1 hour long, but guys, if you really want to enjoy, just watch it because that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, Sweden, they are also part of the car automotive. I mean, look, Critical Race, Getaway in Stockholm. Yeah, come on, Ghost Rider, Getaway in Stockholm. Now there is a Critical. The guys drive Audi RS4 and BMW M3 and Civic Type-R. Yeah. Again, they just hunt the police.
They hunt the police.
They hunt the police. They say, "Hey, hello." They do the middle finger, and then they be chased by the police with helicopter and all that kind of stuff on open road. Those guys are balls.
That's crazy. That's something crazy. That goes way too far.
Yeah,
but I believe there are some people in Sweden that know about the Barra as well.
Yeah. GZ Racing.
Yeah, GZ Racing.
Yeah.
They built one in a Volvo 940.
And a Ford Sierra also.
Yeah. Those guys know about the Barra, but that's the problem of most of the Scandinavian country. It stays in Scandinavia. Yeah. It doesn't come to Europe.
It's not spread out.
No. So that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, like you said, Gatebil is a perfect example of car craziness.
Yeah.
We plan to go as well there with the Skyline.
Yeah.
Also to maybe
that's a massive festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
A week festival.
Yeah.
They do.
I watched some stuff on that and just went, wow, check that
out.
Drift, Power Cruise, Burnout contest,
next level,
everything,
and then a music like festival and everything as well in Dalton, I think.
The whole shebang.
Party. It's the whole lot.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of crazy.
I remember watching Gatebil a while back, a couple of years ago, and I think I sent you a clip of that. Going, check this out.
I think Paulie mentioned it to us a while ago.
Yep.
Mad Cow Mark, g'day. JRM Rob replied before when you just mentioned about the E85 and going 102. He says, was going to say you're going to have to do water meth injection if you're running pump fuel, as you'll want to get your octane to about 110 to 113.
Yes, that was our idea,
Yeah.
And Brad, or Gary Sparkplug, says, how difficult and expensive is it to find a good chassis/body of an 80s or 90s car for a project?
Not so difficult, because we talked about it before about my project car for the future. Explain short, I still need to build my garage to have a space to work on my car. But I'm planning to buy the last generation Opel Commodore from the 80s, which is the first generation Holden Commodore in Australia, the VB.
Okay. Well, you can get them over there.
So we have an Opel Commodore.
It's a variant, yeah.
Yeah.
So
VB
that's the
Commodore.
so that's the last generation Commodore they built here in Europe. Is the first generation Holden Commodore in Australia.
Yeah.
I found one example, pretty good condition, from 80 or 81, I believe.
Yep.
And the price was 6,000 something euros, so roughly 8,000 Australian dollars.
We have a lot of Barra engine to be for that.
So my plan was maybe to go for
$8,000 for a VB Commodore is probably not bad buying over here either. I can tell you, like at the moment, COVID tax and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be hard pressed to get a VB Commodore for $8,000.
So,
even a wagon. Wagons are popular at the moment too. Long roof.
There's a VB Commodore
Do they
here.
have that in a wagon?
We don't have that in a wagon because the Commodore was only supplied in a sedan.
Yeah.
The wagon's getting a little bit popular over here again now. It's like a resurgent. No one wanted the wagon, but now it's popular. People
I'm a big fan of wagons. I love power station wagons. So I'm a big fan of power wagons. And I was looking like, can I maybe go find a Commodore wagon? They never supplied it here. It was the Opel Record wagon. It's a predecessor of the Commodore. And that's an ugly car. That's an ugly car.
Ben Vlecken has a VH Commodore wagon that won Drag Challenge over here.
He was the first 7-second pass at Drag Challenge as well, I think.
In a VH Commodore wagon, so a little bit newer model than the VB, couple of years on, but same square shape,
square body. I love the square body.
Me too.
Yeah,
but which engine was he running? V8 or the?
What does Ben Vlecken run in that? It's V8.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. We have interviewed him before, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, he ripped an axle out, and what event was that at Kenda, wasn't it?
Kenda, yeah. Yeah, it's in the highlights video. You can see that one.
If you check out our last highlights, you'll see him have a massive stack. That car.
I'm sure someone will be able to tell us what's in it in the chat.
I can't remember what's in it.
LS Turbo, it says here.
There you go. Yep.
Nice.
Ooh. It is Turbo LS. Yeah, we've spoke to Ben, and I guess you get to a point that you've spoke to so many people, it's hard to remember what's in what.
So we have a couple more questions. Shane says, "What are the affordable older cars that people like to mod over there?"
There is here in Netherlands we have a lot of Japanese car actually.
Yeah. Most people are Japanese car fans.
JDM stuff.
JDM stuff, yeah. And if they go for older, it's most of the time German cars. So like BMWs, Mercedes,
Audi,
Audis,
stuff like that.
Volkswagen. Subaru is also a big world because a lot of people drive also Imprezas. A friend of ours, he has a GC8, so like the 1999 Subaru Impreza. Those guys are also very big, and also of course the Honda guys is a pretty big scene in Europe because it's cheap, small, and still fast. The issue is that the older cars, like from the 80s and the 70s, are not so common anymore because you have to spend a lot of time and money to keep them running and keep them in good condition. So most of the time it's by collectors, and they already have like 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. But in general, it's German cars that are the older generations. And there's nothing I can say. Porsches also.
Porsches. It depends. More the car is old, less the people gonna to just come out with the car. Actually, they let the car inside the garage and they just restore it little by little.
And they just take it out when it's like 25 degrees.
Sunshine, just only in the summer.
And then they drive out of the garage and they drive for 3 weekends, and then they put the car back for hibernation.
There's a lot of cool Volkswagens getting around over here actually these days.
The Carmen, the Volkswagen Carmen.
Carmen Ghia.
Carmen Ghia.
The Carmen Ghia. Okay. That's not as popular, but there is a few. I know of a couple. Robert from Custom Dream Industries just built a pretty cool Carmen Ghia just recently, and he's got some cool stuff up there too.
Oh yeah, we also have some old Volvos.
The bricks. The brakes and also the shell body, the round body.
You have like the Amazon. It's like the curved Volvo.
Oh, okay.
It's
I've
like
looked at two pretty square-looking Volvo station wagons with LS engines in them recently.
Stuff like that. I don't remember the name.
You have the
piece something.
You have the P1800, which is a coupe version that's very stretch, bulb-like, and then you have the Amazon. It's like the 1300 or something.
Yeah,
it's like a big bulb. That is something that you can see more because you don't see many big American, Australian cars here because it's not affordable. Or you don't have the space for it, because if you get a big American car, where are you going to park it?
Or you don't have the spare parts.
Or the spare parts.
Yeah, also.
Yeah.
No.
Gary Smith says, "Do you have many combi vans?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He drives as a daily an Audi A4 wagon. My daily is an Audi A6 wagon.
Quattro 2.8. Me, it's a 1.8 turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, the combi van for us is a VW van.
The combi van, the Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo van. The combi van, you know.
Like a combi, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the big VV. And the front window.
The T1.
Oh, the split window. The split window is expensive as. They're pretty hard to get a split window here now with the front pull-out windows. Yeah.
Come here. We're gonna to brought you to Germany, and you're gonna to be crazy as F.
I know a shop pretty close by here, which has I believe 10 or 20 of those T1s and T2s.
Yeah, they get big money. The split windows get big money over here.
Oh
yeah. Now they cost a lot. Now they cost a lot. 2 years ago they are cheap as potatoes, and now they are very expensive.
Johnny Skidpig says, "Do you have any burnout competitions over there?"
Burnout, it's forbidden here. If you do burnout,
really?
I get one experience with the Skyline. The first time that I rebuilt the engine, I came out and I was thinking, go to visit a friend. He has a garage, Danny from DMT, and I do a burnout. What I didn't expect was the police behind me. After that, the guy on the police was with a civil car.
Oh, civil car. Yeah.
A civil police car. So it's like a normal car. I was doing a burnout front of his shop, and then light. I was cute. And they say, what are you doing? Sorry.
My foot slipped off the clutch.
I didn't have any excuses.
We try that one all the time too. Yeah.
Taking in the fact, come here, bitch.
Go to jail.
Dad's Garage says, "Do you
don't have competitions like we actually have a whole burnout competition scene?
No,
so there's cars that big methanol blown engines and
there's someone
that's they do. They build their cars just for burnouts.
There is no summer nuts here in Netherlands because there is no summer. End of story. Period.
You can have a winter nuts. We have a winter nuts as well, but that's drag racing.
We don't have any drag competition, and it seems like that it's only a typical Australian and a USA thing.
Yeah.
Because what do you want to have a burnout with? The general cars are front wheel drive.
You don't have that muscle car side of it.
No, and it's always, and most of the cars in the Netherlands or in Europe are front wheel drive.
Yeah.
So you get a boring Volkswagen Golf, boring Peugeot 06.
So you like that.
The only thing you can do is pull up the handbrake and do burnout with the front wheels, but probably only one wheel spinning.
Yeah.
So we don't have really proper rear wheel drive big V8 cars that can cope with that amount of smoke and power.
Yeah. The Dad's Garage says, "Do you have many LS1 swapped W110 Mercedes?"
I don't think so because
because that's what Dad's Garage has.
I know exactly because I know it's his car.
You watch that?
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah. So
a lot of the car shows, a lot of excellent stuff over there.
The funny thing is, I work for Mercedes.
I was working for Mercedes.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So I work in the technical parts department and the back office for the whole wide world.
Yep.
So when we get something like this is probably if you do this in Germany, you will get. This is a no-go. This is a no-go.
It's the coolest Mercedes we know. So,
but there are some people that do like modifications to old Mercedes. But yeah, the thing is, an LS1 is not widely available for us. So probably they would get like a younger version of the Mercedes engines, like a newer V8, or maybe get a
BMW V8 also.
Or BMW V8, or they get a when it's a diesel, they get like the newer generation diesel engine that they can tune up, but they don't put an LS1 inside.
On the OMS.
There's not much in the way of LS engines over there for you guys.
No,
no. Okay.
So
they're starting to creep up in price now for us. But
you have to think everything with a V8, what we can get easily access to, has to be a European.
Yeah, Mercedes, BMW, or Audi,
or maybe a Lexus LS400.
Yeah, and it's rare. It's very rare. But
most of the time, it's a
yeah.
or Mercedes engine, or sometimes a Audi.
Yeah.
What else you got for us, Tyler?
Well, Johnny said before as well about the VB Commodore. He said the VB Commodore was based on the Opel and it was heavily re-engineered to suit the Australian roads.
Hey, that's a nice Wikipedia read.
Mum said, I know where there's a split window one combi that is around 50k.
Oh, yeah, that's the normal price. Even in Europe, that's like a split window. Yeah, it's 30,000-40,000 euros easily. In a good condition.
Yeah, fully restored. Fully restored. Yeah.
What about a Manx? Have you ever heard of a Myers Manx?
What?
A Myers Manx. The Manx is it's a VW like dune buggy type car. So we've got a mate who's got a like 1,000 horsepower one of those. So yeah.
Okay.
And you'll probably see it on the racetrack in the next year. It's an absolute show car too, by the way. It'll be at Maguire's Motor X in Melbourne. It's been at heaps of car shows. It's an amazing car, but yeah, he's built just a couple of them recently. So, but yeah, they're called a Manx, and they're like a dune buggy.
Okay. That's amazing.
I just sent you a picture of one.
The Volkswagen dune buggy style.
Yeah.
But then
they go, Tyler sent you a picture.
Oh.
Yeah, they wheel stand like crazy. If you check your phone, there might be a photo. Tyler might have seen something on the Insta.
Oh, okay, cool. Check your phone.
Is it of Rob's? The one I'm talking about?
I'll find Rob's. I'll have to find Rob's one. James said, what you need to do is get some McDonald's trays, stick them under the rear wheels of the Golfs, and go drifting.
What? Yeah, something like that with 1,000.
But you can. There are some kind of people that have these buggies, but you don't see them so often because when there's a good weather here.
You don't have any reason to have a roof off.
Exactly.
How far is Netherlands from Finland?
Finland. That's you have to cross. Either you go via Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, or you go all the way Germany and then Poland, and then maybe go with a ferry across to Finland. Yeah. And I think if you drive via Germany, Denmark, Sweden, I believe it's 1,800 kilometers.
Yeah.
Or 2,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like from here to Sydney, here to Melbourne, maybe for us. So that's just like nothing. Yeah. That's a weekend trip.
You are staying in the same country. We passed 5 different countries.
That's insane. Is it hard to cross the borders? What's the crossing the borders? No, that's just you just drive through.
Because it's a European. They open up the borders like
the open
60 after the Second World War. Like in the 60s, they open up the borders. In the 70s, they open up the borders. Only thing is, before we could go to the UK without any problems. We just have to show us, our ID card or passport. But now they close the borders, so you have to have a passport to cross that border.
Yeah,
just because of COVID stuff, though.
No, because it's Brexit.
Yeah, it's Brexit.
Yeah, right.
They left the European Union.
Yeah, okay.
So, but for other countries, we don't have to have a passport. You have an ID card, like a credit card size, You can go to from the Netherlands. I can go all the way to Portugal. I can go all the way to Poland, to Czechia, to Italy, to Finland, Sweden,
Romania, all that kind of stuff.
Lithuania. I can all those countries that are inside the European Union. I can just pass with my ID card. If I pass, for example, if I go to Australia, I need to have my passport because it's outside the EU.
I've just been checking out Finland. I think that's an amazing place. They've got a sauna in every house.
The Australian dream. Get some snow.
Get some snow.
Snow and saunas, and then jump in the icy cold water.
And some vodka because they love Finland people love to drink.
Yeah.
So some beers, some vodka.
I may have drank half a bottle of rum since we started. That was only in 3 glasses.
Scotty S says when you don't have summer or beaches, you probably don't have beach buggies.
Oh, we have
He's just pointing out to me that
it's very niche market.
Just for 1 hour. You take it out from the garage for 1 hour, drive it. Oh, it's raining now. And it's raining 365 days.
It's probably like, we wake up. Oh, it's a nice weather. Let's take out the buggy. You go out to the garage. You open up the garage. It's raining.
Yeah, it's raining. That's Netherlands. It's a very nice country due to the car stuff and stuff like that. That's awesome country, but it's rained too much. Precipitation. It's almost 100 millimeters every year, I believe.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
too much.
Too much. Sometimes it can be very sunny, and for no reason you go inside to take a S or stuff like that, to just relax a little bit, watch the TV, and say, "Oh, now I'm gonna to maybe walk outside and stuff like that." And you go outside, and it's already gray and dark and rain and wind, like we have yesterday.
We had like a mild 32 degrees here today.
That would be for us a hot summer.
Yeah.
A hot summer.
Yeah. 32
About 32, Tyler? What was it? About 32?
28 for me.
Yeah,
28 for you on the Gold Coast?
Yeah.
We envy you for that. We envy you. Now it's roughly 11, 12 degrees outside.
Today it's very windy.
Yeah.
But it's dry. But the last 4 or 5 days it has been raining non-stop.
Yeah.
Probably the next 2-3 days will also be raining a lot.
Yeah.
Due to 2 storms.
Yeah.
One storm is called Dudley, and the other storm is some other name. And a few months ago we got the storm Barra passing by.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
few months ago we got
December.
Barra. Yeah, in December we got the Barra storm in December. That's
they called the storm Barra.
Rob says from JRM.
Sally's putting some touch football shirts. I don't know if the Hoff's there, but that's the Hoff's wife's touch football team.
There you go.
Scrambled legs.
Rob says the Barra should make an extra 500 horsepower in that freezing weather.
Yeah, because that's also an issue. Before I used to have an Evo 6, and the issue was in the summer was perfectly tuned, but then when it got colder, below 15 or 10 degrees, I had to switch to the winter mapping. Otherwise, it would be over boosting. That it would boost cut all the time because it was so cold. The boost would shoot up to 1.8, 1.9 bar. Yeah, then the boost cut came in. Then I could not drive it anymore. So
I wish I could have that problem.
That's the lucky thing that we have, that we don't have the issues with overheating.
No, we don't have. I never overheat with the RB20. Never.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Even I drove with with the Corolla. I had an old Corolla, and the radiator was leaking, or it had a small leak, and I didn't notice it. And I was driving it for almost an hour, non-stop on the highway, and all of a sudden it's like, my temperature is creeping up. I don't know what it is. So I checked it. The whole radiator was dry. There was no water. And probably for another half an hour I was driving without any coolant. But yeah, it was 5 degrees outside. Yeah. So it got enough cool air
to keep it cool
nice.
even without it,
Air cooled.
Yeah, with my Skyline, we had the coolant leak for a little while. JRM Rob helped me fix that up. It's a temporary fix, which is fast becoming a A permanent fix.
Sounds familiar.
Sally's needed has become permanent fix.
Yeah. Gary Smith says, how do you go machining fine tolerances in the cold, then getting warmed up?
How do you go machining in the cold, then getting warmed up? Regarding the parts that we are using, or
well, I guess if you're machining parts and stuff like that, are you?
Yeah, it's since it's always cold, so there is some tolerances. It's sometimes difficult to make sure that the material doesn't expand too much, but yeah, it's a difficult
too much. Yeah.
So it's a quite difficult thing. But if you're, what can I say? If you get the tolerances from, for example, from the manufacturer that he says, yeah, these are the tolerances, then you have to check. Of course, you have to be somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Also, when you're machining it.
Most of the time, machining, the guy is already pre the material before to do it. Yeah. So for the part that we cannot make it ourselves, we send it directly to like the head cylinder was sent to a professional, and he do everything in tolerance. So he just make a heat cycle before to put back every single part inside. He checked the tolerances and check everything, and everything was okay. There is no leak and stuff like that. Even for the piston rings, I have to come out with my heating stuff, and I was waiting, and I tried to put the engine outside because it was pretty sunny yesterday. So I let the engine warm, because I know that for sure when you do piston rings tolerance gap clearance, the combustion chamber has to be at a certain amount of temperature. So you have to preheat it, and then after that check the tolerances and be sure that everything is good, because it doesn't make sense to just do the tolerance when the engine bore is already retracted due to the outside temperature. So you have to expand it a little bit and check the temperature, and then after that you can begin to work on it. So yeah. But then there is a lot of stuff. Even for the piston rings, everything is writing down in inches in Australia and also in US, because we buy Manley pistons for the Barra. So everything is writing down in inch. So I have to convert it to millimeter, because the feeder gauge that we have here in Netherlands, it's only made in millimeter and not in inches. So at the end, you have to do the conversion.
But long story short, you have to take consideration about the temperatures, but in general you have enough tolerances and margins. And also I saw somebody say like Scott, it's not as hard as people think. Things get hot when you machine them. It depends on what you're machining. So you have to take all the things in equation and calculate it and test fit it, and then you test it again, and then you fit it again, and then if it's not good enough, then it's easier to machine it off than machine it on. So you always take it in steps.
You have to when you rebuild an engine. This is what I say, because this is actually my main occupation: rebuild engine. You have to take everything in consideration. It's nice to buy parts from very good quality and good manufacturing, but if it's just to throw it inside the engine, it doesn't make sense. You have to weight every single parts. And me, I'm crazy. I just weight pistons, piston pins, spring, piston rings, conrods, bearings, main cap, big end of the conrods, the top end of the conrods, the bolts, everything. I weight everything, because at the end you have to have a well-balanced mobile parts assembly inside the engine. So
Rob from JRM Auto Garage, Super Dynamics, says even with the Subaru stuff, most of the engine clearances are done at 23 degrees. So they're all done in a climate controlled room set to 23 degrees. So I guess it's the same for us here, where it's warmer, is what he's saying. We've got to set it down to 23 to be able to do that.
Yeah, because you need a small amount of tolerance when you rebuild an engine. It's not like you are inside your shed and there is nothing and you have to just drop everything inside. You really have to taking care about this thing because
but that's why we are in a closed shed.
Yeah,
we have a space heater here.
Yeah,
the garage is also closed and there's also heating inside the garage, so everything is not maybe like 23 degrees of the material, but it's not stone cold.
No.
So you have to, of course.
What is the time over there for you guys at the moment?
The time now it's 12 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
12.
11:50
p.m.
11:50. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, same day.
Same day.
Yeah.
The
same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Thursday for you as well. Yeah. Yeah. Not like America. America's a day behind, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on where they are in America, I think.
Yeah.
Certain parts aren't as far behind, depending on which coast.
I'm not very worldly. Don't worry about me. I'm not very worldly. I get confused very easily.
That's also something tricky if we would go to Australia, the time difference for us, because we just lose a day.
Yeah.
When I went to
Thailand or stuff like that, even you in Japan.
When I went to Japan for 4 weeks, did a travel in Japan.
Yep.
You just lose a day.
Yeah,
because they're very similar time zone. I'd love to do Japan actually. How did you find
Japan
that?
is an amazing country.
It's expensive, but amazing.
Very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'd love to do Japan. Just do the whole Tokyo and check all that out. And
I've driven with another friend of ours. I did 4,500 kilometers round trip through Japan.
Wow.
In the Subaru. So we went from Tokyo near to Fukushima, and then we drove on the other side of the island back. Then we went to Osaka, Nagoya, Hiroshima. Then we went to the F1 track, Fuji. We went to Suzuka Formula One track. We attended the Formula One race, and we did like a whole circle in the southern area. So from Tokyo, if you look at on the map, from Tokyo all the way to Hiroshima. So we did a round trip, like 4,500 kilometers of driving.
I definitely want to do. I definitely want to do Japan one day, and I'm a fan of want to do US as well. So
MGB Chuck is in from California now.
We both love to go to Australia. This is something.
We get over here.
We want to go to Australia, mate. I mean, that's me. I really want to come back because,
you've been there.
You've been here before. You said before, Alex.
Yeah, for 1 year. For 1 year when I was a small child. But
you'll have a place to stay.
So you were young at the time.
Yeah.
But when we were old, 10?
10. Yeah. From my 10 to 11.
So it's completely different for a 10-year-old, isn't it? That's not.
Yeah. No, it's
so much you could experience as an adult.
At least you'll have a place to stay.
That's true.
That's true.
You may have to work on toilet coolant leak in the sky.
But I really want to go to I really want to. But me definitely, if I can live one day in Australia, definitely. I mean, yeah. If I have the opportunity to live in Australia, definitely.
We're opening the borders again soon, so.
Yeah, just for the lemon squash, mate. No, the people in Australia, they are very warm. I mean, this is what we speak before the live, that the guy in YouTube, like, this is not their main preoccupation. They like Ben Niels from Benny Customworks, also Scott Hoffman from Nuggets Garage, Alan Butler and Woody's from Skid Factory, Scotty from Carnage Street Machine, you guys from OTL. I mean, all of your guys, people in Australia, you are very warm and very hospitable regarding, you have this huge hospitality, and you share and spread out your knowledge with guys like us, like, which part we should install on the Barra, how are we going to make it, do you know someone, and somebody can maybe helping you, maybe helping us regarding that. And it's tack answer, question answer. It's like, oh yeah, you can do that and you can do that. So for that, I will say a big shout out to all the guys we met in Australia.
Even
yeah, we are pretty lucky, and I've got to admit, we're out of that whole list that you talk, we're the most least mechanical guys in that whole entire list of YouTubers. So Tyler and I, but in saying that, they're always onto us. Like we'll talk to Alan, he's like, "Oh no, just do it yourselves. I'll talk you through it. Like I'll tell you how to do it, doesn't he?"
Yeah, but that bit, you will never get this here in Europe.
No,
because they want to protect it.
Yeah,
because
they want to know. They want to play with which one gonna to have a big ball.
Yeah, so they say, we can do it for you, but you have to pay.
Yeah.
We are more like we want to share. So we also want people come to us and they want something like that. They can say, look, we can help to. Oh, sorry.
Complete opposite here. We're really lucky. Yeah, like Al will say, no, you can do that yourself. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly.
just message me. I'll tell you what you got to do, and I'll help you through it. You can do it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I love, and that's what we also want to promote here in Europe or in the Netherlands and France and Belgium and Germany. It's like
I think you just got to look at the people in the chat, right? Like look at the comments that come in. All our friends here.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
It's just amazing that the people come in every week and we chat and we talk and we just chat about cars. And it's like that when we go to the car shows.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah. I think it's a great car scene. And we do get a few people that sort of talk about, the car scene can be negative and stuff. But I think it's only negative if you let it be.
Look, there is Speed Shop Terstegen and the comments.
I'm glad you said that. I would have butchered that. That's not how I would have said it.
That's Rolf Terstegen, and that's the guy that is building the patrol.
Yep.
With the Barra.
That we talked about earlier.
Yes. So he is one of the few guys in the Netherlands and in Europe that also helped us regarding to make some flanges and some other stuff for the Barra, because with the intake manifold to adapt it for an AMG throttle body, electrical throttle body. So he made some with a friend of his or a partner from him, the CNC material to clock the electronic throttle body, so we can clock it because there's the electrical part is in the way of the intake manifold. So he does also a lot of stuff, and we talk with him, or Alex talks a lot with him on Instagram and or on the phone. They talk a lot about how to do stuff. So there are some people, but not a lot, that are very helpful.
We're pretty lucky here, and there you go. Scotty says, "Come on, Dave. I saw you watch Shane put a belt on the other day. It's only because he broke the bolt before that, so I had to let him fix it." Scotty. Brendan says, "Would love to see a Barra R32 down here." Actually, how many Skyline Barras, Tyler, are getting about? Because
I think there's a few. There is
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
There is an engine mount kit that you can buy.
From the RB Factory.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
RB Factory is the one that supplies the stuff.
Yeah, you can't buy a JZ engine mounts for it though. You have to get them fabbed. You can buy the Barra engine mounts for an R33, R34 though.
I was talking to Hoff before, Tyler, before the show, and you know what I've been saying to you about the Skyline?
Yeah.
He agreed totally with me, by the way. just saying. He said, what they're worth now, he said, just buy something else.
Well, you find me another shell then, and I'll do something with it.
Yeah.
If you can talk your neighbour down on the Datsun shell, I'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a chat to him. So I haven't spoke to him. There is a is it a 240 that he's got?
I'm not sure. It's either a 240 or a 260C.
Yeah, that'd make something cool. Do you know that one over there, Stein or Steve? Sorry, Steve.
Sorry.
You get Steve. I was called you Stein.
Just call me Steve. That's easier for you.
Steve, I prefer. 240Z, Datsun 240Z. Do you know that car at all? 260.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There are some 240s, also 260.
Yep.
Also, But they are very rare as well here to find
My
one.
neighbour has one sitting in his front yard. Like it's of need of a lot of repair, but
it was under a trampoline.
It was under a trampoline there recently, but now it's.
Yeah, but that's the issue of those cars is that because we're in the Netherlands, we have a lot of rain and all those kind of stuff. So when the car is not treated well or not protected well enough for the harsh conditions, most of those cars get rotted away. Or if you can find, you can find maybe a 240 or 260, or sometimes you find even a 280. That's important from USA. Sometimes you can find them. Probably you have to do like the half of the car repairs on the rust because they are poorly protected from factory here in Europe.
Yeah. Yep.
How much does something like that cost over there to buy one of those cars? Just out of curiosity.
A bit of a good condition, a 240 or 260. Most of the time you see the 260s. Would be, if you find a rough one, still like maybe 7,000-8,000 euros. So roughly 11,000-12,000.
Yeah, and pretty similar prices then, because there's a rough one here.
Pretty equivalent to what we get. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you find a real good one, like a good condition, that's maybe in the region of 20,000. But then the question is what is still wrong? Because you will always find something, of course, with an old car. But it depends.
The one I sent you, Tyler, and then you sent me, I think was around 12,000.
Yeah, I think 11,000, and that's got a decent bit of rust in it and a lot of work to do. It's been sitting for 8 years.
That's most of the time also here. They have a lot of rust. They have to work a lot on the body, replace a lot of panels.
Johnny says Tough Mounts should have those kits as well. They probably would. I would imagine they'd do a lot of those.
Tough Mounts for a Barra swap Skyline? No.
They didn't have them
already. The RB factory.
RB factory, best guy in the world. If the guy watches this video, I would like to say a big shout out to this guy because it was part also from the start of putting a Barra also inside the Skyline, because it's pain in the ass to find a kit can fit Barra to install it inside the Skyline, and the guys just build all the engine mount and bracket to put even the Barra gearbox. I can fit inside the Skyline if you have the good bracket. And I believe the name of the guy on it's a Captain Ken, like Ken from Street Fighter, Captain Ken. If you want to watch, you can feel free to watch. It doesn't have a lot of content on YouTube, but he showed every single kit for every single Skyline platform. So it can be R32, it can be R33, it can be R34, it can be C32 Laurel, Nissan Skyline, Nissan Zefiro, and he made a lot of engine mount and gearbox mount to fit directly the Barra inside.
Yeah, the Barra, but Tyler is looking for a 2-daisy mount kit in his R33.
R33, I'm going to say the best thing is that maybe have some friend in the fabrication, like maybe a welder or stuff like that.
I'm convincing Tyler not to 2J the R33.
No, you have to Barra your R33.
Just because, seriously, sorry, Zach Baldy. I don't know if you know Zach Baldy. Zach Baldy over here, another YouTuber, Australian YouTuber. He's got an R33. He bought the cheapest R33 in Australia at the time. Tyler, was it not?
Yeah, it was like two or $3 grand.
The cheapest R33 in Australia. He's bought that and he's tidied it up a bit. Right? He has had to fix it up a little bit. But it is now listed as of today, Tyler. Did you see today that
I didn't see it today, no, that it was. I did not.
It is listed today for sale for $38,000.
Whoa, Jesus Christ.
Now that was the cheapest R33 a year ago. That was the cheapest R33 in Australia, and good on Zach. He's Zach's a friend of ours. That's the price. And I'm saying, Tyler, don't mess with your R33 because Tyler's R33 is hands down and way neater R33 than Zach's. So,
the best thing if you want ever, the thing is, I spoke also with Alex about it. If you want to resell the car, don't do too many things on the car. Keep it as original as possible. But he said, I'm never going to sell the car.
That's my dream car, actually.
So I want to do with this car whatever I want to do with it. Then go for it. But if you ever plan to selling the car, all those kind of cars, or the 240s or the 260s, if you ever plan to resell the car, keep it as original as possible.
Yeah. But
and you know, I've got the HJ. You would have seen that. I've got the HJ. I've got the VE. We've got those cars there, and I've thought about, you know, is it worth putting a bit of money in and making those quick? But they're big cars. They're big, heavy cars, right? So
it's depend after that about what you want. I mean, for my perspective, the Skyline R32, I buy it because my father owned one when I was young. So this is why I buy an R32, because that was one of my dream cars. I have not that much dream cars. I'm not a super car fancy or dreamers. The only car that I like was the R32, the first generation Dodge Viper, because I got it as a model car, the scale 118 or stuff like that, and I love it. The Falcon I believe it was the Ford Falcon in the Mad Max 2 or Mad Max 1.
Yeah, like an XB.
Yeah, the Interceptor, the yellow one,
Yeah.
I am the eagle of the road, woohoo! And then schlag, this is what they say in France. But I mean, Mad Max to give me a huge punch in the face when I saw this car with the compressor that it just switched on and I was, I want this car one day. But when I saw it now, to be more realistic and optimist, when I saw the price and I was, okay, it's never going to happen. Because first of all, they are very rare and they cost a lot of money. And the last dream car that I want is a Honda NSX, but the really first generation, the 90s generation, because it's made in collaboration with Ayrton Senna. You can see behind. So I'm
R32 is expensive here. Like an R32 is not cheap. Like
they cost a lot. They cost around 50 or 60. And now, the first generation NSX here in Europe, I believe I saw one for sale for 60 or 70,000 euros. That's a lot.
See if I can find one for sale.
What's an R32 at the moment, Tyler?
We're talking Honda. We're talking Honda NSXs.
Even an R33.
Yeah. I'll have a look at the R32 in a sec, but we're talking about the NSX. So 1991 Honda NSX. The cheapest one on car sales at the moment is 110,000 Australian dollars.
Yeah. So here in Europe, it's roughly around 50 to 60,000 euros for an NSX.
Yeah. NSX?
Yeah.
Easy.
And even if you are not lucky, you pay this price for an automatic one. And me, I want manual one.
Oh, that was an automatic one. 110,000 for an automatic one.
110,000 Australian dollar for NSX first generation automatic one.
It's like
car sales at the moment. The Hoff's just joined us as well. The Hoff's in
Today,
chat.
Hoff.
Yeah,
Hoff,
50, 60.
he might have just finished some editing. Hoff's been
That's one
editing. Keep an eye on Nugget Garage for Friday. You'll see a new video drop.
So the cheapest R32 on car sales has 220,000 Ks on it, and that's 45,000 Australian dollars for a 1992.
That's a lot.
Yeah. We've got COVID pricing through the roof on our car sales, on everything, our house sales, our car sales,
the same year.
It's gone insane. In the last 2 years, everything has skyrocketed.
The same with the raw materials.
Yeah.
I'm busy with remodeling my house, rebuilding my house for an extension. And I was busy with a contractor to do the stuff for me. And he said to me, the stuff that you want, also including the garage, we got the plans drawn and everything. He said, if you've done this 4 or 5 years ago, would been 60 to 80,000 euros. So roughly 100 to 120,000 Australian dollars cheaper.
Cheap.
5-6 years ago.
Well,
you have to imagine how expensive it is now also to just build something with the raw materials. Every price went stonk.
Yeah, Scotty Sherrington's in the chat, and we're talking sheds and stuff at the moment. He builds sheds. But I think shed prices, now it was a little while ago, the steel prices have gone up about 60% in Australia now. It could have gone up more than that since then. But steel prices is crazy. And I remember not that long ago talking to Scott, and he was waiting for Colorbond sheeting, which is like been everywhere for forever that I remember. And now the fact that you have to actually wait for it to get made is just amazing to be able to, to get a shed. You're sitting waiting for stuff. It's just crazy.
Without this guy, I cannot close my shed. I mean, all the piece of wood that we have, I don't buy it because he has it on the reserve on his basement, in his basement. Because we go to the Home Depot shop and we watch, and it was 50 euros for the square meter.
Something like that, yeah. Really ridiculous pricing.
Not for real wood, just for
the press wood, like the OSB
plates. Like MDF, or what we call MDF, or chipboard.
50 euro
for like 180 by
1, I believe it was.
Something like that.
180 by 1. Yeah.
Do you have Home Depot as well?
No, we have something else.
Yeah,
we call it
Home Depot because that's okay. So
people understand what we mean, but for us the big ones are like they're called Hornbach, Praxis, Gamma,
yeah.
Foreign words that make no sense to us. We have Bunnings that makes no sense to you. So
no. But I've watched enough Australian people that I know what it is.
Bunnings you can go to, you get all your hardware, and then you come out and you get a sausage as well. Sausage and bread at Bunnings is the Bunnings sausage.
That is something that I find so funny. I've watched something passing by on Facebook do like the Australians, and there was some English girl that moved to Australia. Yep. And she commented exactly that same point. Bunnings, you go for your metal, for your hardware stuff, and the sausage roll.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, it's the same for us with IKEA. When you go to IKEA, you always buy your furniture,
and
you buy the whole
yeah.
We have that at IKEA, but the difference with the Bunnings is it's not Bunnings that sells it. It's like some local sports group. It might be a local basketball team or a local netball team or cricket team that they sell the sausage as a fundraiser. So Bunnings has them there to cook the sausages and sausage and bread for people, and they buy it, and it's a fundraiser. So that's how the Bunnings things,
And I find it so funny because brought it up as well, and I remember on that Facebook post, I'm like, that's too funny that it's a common thing, but that's we also have that something.
It's just named differently.
Yeah.
We got some more. We got to talk
about steel pressing now.
It's all about
the onion.
What goes on first, the sausage or the onion?
Yeah. Well, it's regulated now. You've got to put the onion on first because you can't have the onion on the fall on the floor.
Yeah, we've got a bit nanny state over here. Apparently, if you put your sausage on first, then the onion might fall off and someone will flip over on it.
Depends your preferences.
Another drink, Colin. Let us know what questions.
Oh, I better talk events now. Or Jamie Wilnut says, if you have time after the show, jump over to Overtaking Laundry. I'm doing a rebuild of an LG top-loader drain pump. I'll have a quick chat about what events are on this weekend. So we got tomorrow, Friday, we have Morgan Park Track Day is on, 7 a.m. till 4 p.m. at Morgan Park, of course. The February meet and greet is on, 4424 Warrego Highway in Plainlands, 5:30 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. That might be Schultz meet having maybe. Yep. We have on Saturday, the Saturday Open Day at 782 Motors. There's plenty of awesome cars to check out there. They've got a YouTube channel as well. where they post up the cars that they have at auction, and there is some really, really nice cars that go through there. So if you want to see a lot of like the classic Australian stuff that goes through there, it's pretty crazy. Some of the very nice cars.
Yeah, we have to check it out. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm always jealous about all those car events
you
have in Australia. You have so many car events, and in Europe you also have some car events, but I always get annoyed because it's most of the time only Hondas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
that's true.
I want to see a picture of all.
You want the variety.
Hondas.
I have a JDM car. What it is? A Honda Civic. Done.
And that's why I'm always so jealous when I hear you speaking about this event, this event, this event, and that.
Oh, we have Summernuts. Oh, we have Drag Week. Oh, we have that. Oh, we have Cundamundra. Oh, I was. Christ, you have too much event in Australia.
No, not too much. You have
enough, but we don't have. If we can get 1/10 of this event here in Europe, I will be very happy. But that's not the case.
It's the same with the UK. UK also has a big
car
event
Santa Pod.
Yeah.
Every time
you have like they have so many websites that post a lot of car events.
Car and coffee
throughout
like that.
the UK. In the Netherlands, you have some events or some meetings, but it's all very small and it's always the same people and always the same cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a shame for me.
See you, Bad Q. Thanks for dropping in.
Cars and coffee.
Sorry?
Cars and coffee is not a thing over there. That's a
well, sometimes we have it.
Yeah,
but it's not
that regularly on regularly basis. I mean, it's,
and of course, COVID. They shut every event down. So you could not organize anything.
Things are opening back up for you now?
Yeah. Since this week, everything is opening up more.
Yeah.
And probably until the 5th of March or something I read, then they will probably want to release fully everything. So no mouth mask, no distancing, nothing anymore.
Yeah, we got the masks if we go in. If we anywhere indoors, we got to wear masks. And
we also
not anymore.
Is that
masks are
stopped?
gone? Yeah, it's only if it's regular. Only if the shop has a sign, as far as I'm aware.
When did that go?
Pretty recently, I think. And
I wore a mask into the post office today.
I'd still wear it anyways. Yeah.
It's not mandatory anymore, but they say better to.
Well,
yeah. Recommended, yeah.
Got Roll Racing is on 4 p.m. till 10 p.m.
Buying a car last week from a guy that had just tested positive, and it was like, and then I was buying a car and I'd organised it all, and then he's like, "Oh, I've just tested positive," and I'm like, "Well, dude, you're gonna have to stand back when I come and pick it up." So that was the difficulty. Tyler waited out the front. Well, I went in and did the deal.
Yeah, but the thing is, I have an issue that my girlfriend works in the childcare. So, and how many times she got messages back from the parents that she just handed over the babies or the children back to the parents.
Yeah, like, I've got it.
And then the evening she gets a message, my child tested positive. And I'm like, what? Then she got a test and she was negative. And for the last 2 years, all the time that something happened with the children or some colleagues of her tested positive, she's now with one other colleague never tested positive. And I've been working for as well as you for the last 2 years at home. I've never been to my workplace for the last 2 years.
Yeah, same. I've not been to work for 2 years. Yeah, work from home.
I don't mind actually.
No, we usually work from home, so that's nice.
No,
I don't want to go back to an office.
Exactly. I have the same thing. I don't want to go back.
You can stay with your wife and
like being able to just go out to the kitchen and grab a bit of food when you want.
Exactly.
Whenever you don't have to wait for lunchtime and all this.
Exactly. It's like for me, it's also the same thing. I normally start at 8. 8:15. The alarm rings. I go downstairs, take my coffee, go back up, start my laptop, and it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
When I go to work, I wake up at 7. Brush my teeth, do all my stuff, and then at 7:30 I'm out, and I need to be at 8 at my work. Now just 7:45.
Yeah, just relax, just switch on the coffee machine and take a small shower and go in front of the laptop and done.
Yeah,
And
for me,
even
if
when
I had to
you
go
walk-
to the office, it'd be an hour and a half drive in plus home. Like, and I'm thinking, because with work, they've said we may have to go to 1 week on, 1 week off. Like, they might go to 1 week in the office and then 1 week at home. And I'm thinking, for a whole week, I've got to spend 3 hours on the road going in and out. Like, that's an extra 3 hours to my day. I'm like, I think I might quit.
1 drive. You're already halfway to the Netherlands for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just going to work.
To the middle of the country.
Yeah, you go almost to the middle, because
Yeah.
if we drive to Amsterdam, the main capital is like 2 hours drive.
Yeah.
And the main
Last time
capital is
you drove to work, Tyler?
Pardon?
When was the last time you drove to work?
A little while now, but we're on and off depending on whether we actually go into the office or not. Depends on the what the restrictions are at the time. But it takes me 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
40 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. 30, 40
not too
minutes.
bad.
Yeah. What I've
Depends
done.
on traffic. I can get bad traffic there.
Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, if the M1's blocked, Tyler, it's a shocker for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
already talked to him there. Look, there is a reply from Speedshop Terstegen. And we have some fun racing stuff in Holland, but most of it is illegal, like roll races on the German autobahn. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
There is some stuff, but not really.
No, not really. Yeah. And big shout out to Rolf and Thomas. Huh?
And on the autobahn, like you can roll race. So if you're roll racing on the autobahn has a lot of open speed limits, doesn't it?
There is no speed limit. There
are some areas that have no speed limit.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to race.
Yeah. You are not allowed. Hey, you are allowed to drive minimum 130 kph. Minimum.
Yep.
Minimum. If maximum, there is a kind of problem.
There was, like, I believe, a Czechie guy or something with his
Czechie millionaire,
millionaire.
Yeah.
He was driving his Bugatti Chiron, 400 something kilometer on the highway, autobahn.
Yeah.
But he did it with recording stuff because he wanted to see, and then they tried to apprehend him and catch him and jail him because it was classified for the police as a race.
Yeah.
Because if you drive normally, you can drive. I can take my Audi and I go drive on the no speed limit area from Germany. I can drive 200 or 250 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
No.
You can see a police car driving 120 and you pass by with 200.
Yeah.
They don't care. It's no speed limit section.
Yeah.
But in Germany, you also got some left wing action, and they try to remove the speed limit or try to remove the non-speed limit in areas.
How does driving 120 in your Skyline go for you, Tom?
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
No.
No, we won't talk about that.
What is actually the speed limit in Australia?
110.
And
110. Darwin, we have some.
30.
We don't have an open speed limit anymore in Darwin. We did for a period, not open. It was, I think, frowned upon anything over 130 or something, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
110.
But 110 is so slow in that big country.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
by the way,
110. 110's only in most of the places 100. Like most highways are 100. Certain highways are 110. But most are 100.
Yeah, that's
everyone's usually 60, 80, 60, 50 in town.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
40 in past schools.
Depends on where the school is, though. Yeah. If the school is on a 100k road, it goes to 80 is the speed.
Yep.
No, it's 30.
When it is cool. Inside the suburbans, it's like 50. When you get close to schools, it's 30.
30, yeah.
The national way is 80 or 100, depending on which one.
Yep, that's about us. Yep.
And then you have the highway.
It's 100.
100 during between 6 in the morning and
6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
And from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. it's 130.
130.
And not on every single.
Before it was always 120 all the time. and then they changed up due to noise and pollution. They changed that during the traffic, most of the heavy traffic, they say 100 is maximum. But yeah, in the Netherlands you can easily drive 110 or 120 depending if you have some applications on your phone that will warn you that you drive 100.
We have Waze. It's called Waze, our app.
Yeah.
WAZE. We use a road app called Waze.
Yeah,
So
the same
you
you can also use in the Netherlands.
Yep. But it's not all. It's user generated, so it's not always on there either. So you got to be careful.
True. That's also yeah.
Brennan Wheatley says, "What is the Netherlands' favorite food delicacy?"
They don't know anything about food in Netherlands.
Says the Frenchman.
Hey, we don't gonna to begin a war, huh? No.
Or pastries and stuff in France.
To be honest, in Dutch, in Netherlands, you cannot say that's not true.
It's not true, but that's why I wanted to explain. In the Netherlands, we have a lot of mashed potato based food.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's like mashed potato with some vegetables and a sausage or something like that, or some other things.
Oh, that sounds boring.
Wait. But the thing is, what we have in the Netherlands, we have a lot of influences from a lot of different cultures. So we have a lot of things that the French cuisine, the Italian, also a lot of Chinese food, Indonesian food. The typical Dutch food is or mashed potatoes with some vegetables and a sausage, or a meatball, or everything is deep fried.
Yeah.
No, I forgot to say something.
What?
Dutch people, they do mashed potatoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes when they don't have anything to put in, they just open the fridge and they say, "Oh, there is rest from yesterday. Oh, we're gonna to put that everything together."
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Pack it all together. That sounds like what they call bubble and squeak, which would be like a breakfast.
The
drop
leftovers.
all the leftovers into something, make a bubble and squeak.
Yeah.
If you say to a French gastronomic guy like me that, no, I'm not really, but yeah, we're gonna to put some mashed potatoes and the rest from yesterday, I'm gonna to say, fuck no. I need my escalope, I need my escargot.
Stuck up nose, huh?
Yeah. Oui. Hey. We have the best gastronomy in the world. Huh?
That's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
All the big chefs come from France. Huh? Where we
the best cuisine?
Where we invent the Michelin guide? Huh? In France, Michelin is a French word.
Yeah.
The Michelin stars.
Yeah.
You can say that you just oppress people with your opinions.
No,
we got the Bunnings sausage, mate. It's,
So that's swimming. No, that's Swedish, Scott.
Yeah.
That's Swedish.
Dad's Garage says Netherlands have great hot chips.
Never in my life.
No. That's
the Netherlands have great hot chips. Well, if you've got hot chips, you're already on target. You said you got like lots of different Italian and Asian and stuff. What about what about the the good old kebab and or the HSP? Have you ever heard of a HSP, a halal snack pack, which is
we have kebab, but our kebab is like a little bit different than known around the world.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. Most of it's like Turkish kebab, but it's a little bit Dutchified. So it's a lot of meat and What is chips is for you? Just crisp, no chips.
Fries.
Fries, yeah. You call fries, huh? You call fries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fries or chips. Fries are usually skinnier than a chip's a bit fatter for us.
Thank you very much.
No, wait. You call. No, because that's the UK
French fries.
Yeah, that's the UK stuff. Yeah.
Whoa, I'm getting so confused.
he said just the French fries are skinny. Yeah, I'm skinny. I'm French. So yeah, that's it, done.
We got the French fry and the chip.
That's so confusing for me because we call fries is fries. It doesn't matter if it's a French fries or the fat ones or the one, but you call it chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the UK guys, the fish and chips.
The fish and chips.
Yeah.
So the chips, we like the fatter ones in the Netherlands.
I sent you a picture of a halal snack pack as well.
Yeah, halal snack pack is or the HSP is fries or chips, and then you cover it in the doner kebab meat, and then cheese and all your sauces and stuff. HSP,
we call it capsalon. Yeah.
Capsulon. Oh, see, you do have it. That's always a good. That's a good feed after you've had a few drinks.
Oh yeah. That's perfect because it's like you have the fries or the chips, and then you have the big load of kebab, and then you get all the sauces and some vegetables and some cheese and everything, and then it's like a 4,000 calorie package delivered to your door.
Yeah, and it's cheap. It's what, €8 or €6, I believe, something like that.
€6.50 or something.
Even if you cannot finish it, you can take it home and.
There's some places here in Australia where you can get it in a pizza box, a full size pizza box. You can get one.
No, I saw that. The guy just do like that, like Salby with all the doner and
that's the problem. In the Netherlands, I know what I can eat and how much I can eat. If I go to Australia or to America or wherever I go, I will get fat as fuck. Because I will.
That's what happened to me.
I'm 2 meters tall and I'm 120 kg. I just lost 10 kg because I was weighing 130. That was 10 kg was the corona. During the 2 years of corona, I was just eating.
And staying at home and working.
Yeah. Stay home and work.
Jamie Wheelnuts says, tell us what you know about Australian food.
For me, I would say I know that Australian guys are good meat experts.
A barbecue expert.
They know
we like good steak.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I that's what I know. But with typical Australian food, I have no idea.
Actually, I have no idea also because when I was living in Australia for 1 year, I was
you
just
eat French food.
I eat French food because my uncle has a French restaurant in Pasadena, I believe. The name of the restaurant was Pasadena, but I have the address somewhere, but I'm not in contact with him anymore. But and every time it was French food all the time. French food.
But what is a typical cuisine actually from Australia?
Well, Australia we do have the, like you said before, the mashed potato and sausages, and we call that bangers and mash.
Mash, sausages and potato. Yeah. But steak, chips, and eggs is a great, probably one of my favourite meals. Steak, chips, and eggs.
For us, it's now lunchtime. I'm getting too hungry now.
Keep going. A good old
probably
pie.
The meat pie.
A meat pie is pretty Aussie. So that's a pastry filled with steak mince. And baked. Yeah.
Just don't eat it with a fork and knife. You eat it with your hands.
That's even better.
Yeah. Good old pie. And for what we think of Dutch food is profiteroles, Tyler, is it? Dutch profiteroles. Do you know what a profiterole is? That's what we have.
De brood met de slagroom
Little pastry with custard in it.
De slagroomsoesjes.
Ja, nee. De dessert.
Yeah, is it like a dessert? Like a little pastry with custard.
Of
pastry
with cream inside, and normally you can put some chocolate on it.
It's spelled P-O-F-F. I'll put it in the chat. This is how it's spelt from Google. Google says that.
A profiterole. They call them Dutch profiteroles here. So it's like
Dutch profiterole.
You know it, and I don't know it.
Profiterole because profiterole.
You're the Dutch one here. Come on, Steve.
Poffertjes. Yeah.
Oh, that's not with cream inside.
No,
that's
custard. Custard usually we have custard inside.
Poffertjes are
they're just little pancakes.
Small pancakes. There is nothing inside.
Yeah, we have Dutch pancakes. Yeah.
So it's like small pancakes, but it's very fluffy.
Oh, that, yeah.
So it's very fluffy and light.
But the profiterole is the ball with the cream inside. Yeah.
That's what we call. You have the small one, which you can eat like with your hands. Very easily.
Profiteroles are actually from France. There you go.
Huh? What?
Profiteroles are from France. It says.
Yes.
Google.
Yes. Oui, monsieur. Oui.
Sorry, I credited
Profiteroles are the Dutch. That's the Dutch little pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So two different things.
Yeah.
We've got James says a chicken parma. So
it's a chicken palmy.
It's a palmy because James is in Melbourne in Victoria, so he calls it a parma. We have an argument over this in Australia around just across states of what we call it, but it's a palmy, not a parma, James. The chicken palmy is a chicken schnitzel.
Yeah.
So a chicken schnitzel and then covered with ham and then a pizza sauce.
And then
cheese.
in the oven.
Yep. And you have a chicken palmy and chips. That's like you go to the pub and grab a chicken palmy and chips. Yeah. That's a good Aussie pub feed.
The Dutch balls. I don't know what Dutch balls are, but
your camera dropped down. He just saw that, Steve. He's just commenting on the camera angle there. He saw some Dutch balls.
I'm not going to respond anymore. A Dutch runner or something else.
What else we got there? Dad said the pies.
Scotty S says just those bloody hipsters.
Different countries and cultures. He's loving it.
Scotty S says just those bloody hipsters in Melbourne call it a parma.
But is that also something that you have? For example, where we live, we have like a certain dialect as well here in the south. Do you also have like certain dialects in Australia?
Not overly, no. But the only thing I know is years ago I had a boss at work, and he came up from Victoria, and a common phrase for us in Queensland was we talk about old mate. When you talk about someone you don't know their name, it's just old mate. Oh, you know, old mate at the pub the other night, blah blah. And he found that hilarious. He'd never heard the phrase old mate. So, and every time that I called someone old mate, he'd just crack up.
I've just gotten an idea from this actually. I'm going to quiz you on some Aussie slang and see how you go.
Oh, let's go. I'm up for that.
Oh man, I need my translator.
So I'm gonna start easy. What's a cold one?
Beer.
Yep. Arvo.
Afternoon.
Yep. Barbie.
Barbecue.
Yep. Yeah. Bathers.
Huh? What? Repeat.
Bathers.
Swim shorts.
Yeah, I gave that to you. Swimsuit.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Bathers,
how about
with
beauty?
Australian slang, you have to think logical.
Yeah, but Australian slang is just cutting everywhere.
How about beauty? Oh, you got to really try and say that one.
People say, yeah, what a beauty. What a beauty.
What a beauty.
That looks nice.
Yeah, looks nice.
That's great, is what it means.
That's great.
Yeah. How about Billabong?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, me too. Billabong. Oh, Billabong is not a brand about surfing or stuff like that?
Well, it is, but a Billabong actually is something else. A Billabong is a meaning for something.
I heard it's on Billabong. Oh,
I don't know.
I've heard it before, but also. Not like the brand, but I heard it also on some Australian, but I don't remember.
Oh?
It's a pond in a dry riverbed.
Body of water.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
Call it a Billabong.
That's an amazing reference, actually, Billabong.
How about the Bottle-O?
Bottle-O, that is like a big bottle of. No, Bottle-O is a liquor store.
Yep. Yeah, liquor store. Yep.
Yeah. I knew that one. I need to know because when I want to go to Australia, I need to drink something.
We gotta head down to Bottle-O. Let's go down to Bottle-O and get another bottle of rum.
How about chock-a-block?
Choco-block?
Yeah.
Piece of chocolate?
Piece of chocolate?
No, full. It means it's
I'm
full.
full.
Something's
You
full.
have a big feed. I've just ate that halal snack pack earlier. I said, mate, I'm chock-a-block.
Choco-block?
Choco-block. I cannot eat any food.
Yeah.
You got one in the cobber.
Cobber. Cobber. Cobber.
Yep.
Cobber.
That's not somewhere like a cupboard store, closet.
No.
Jesus Christ. Cobber. Why are we gonna finish in meme? We're gonna finish in meme, bro.
I have no idea.
I have no idea too.
That's a very good mate. You're a very good friend.
Cobber.
Yeah.
Yeah, good mate. Hey, Cobber. How you going, Cobber?
That's good to know.
Uh,
Not when I'm in Australia and somebody says, "Hey, Cobber, what?"
Would you call me?
Yeah, exactly.
What about dead set?
Dead set, 100% sure.
Yep. That's true. That's true or true.
Dead set
Yeah.
is also used in different other English slang.
Yeah.
That's it.
How about drongo?
Drunker. You are drunk.
Drunker?
Drongo. DRONGO.
Drunker. Jesus Christ, the Australian slang, it's so hard.
Just a drunk person?
Yeah, a drunk person?
A fool. You don't be a drongo, mate.
Don't be a fool. Okay.
Don't be a fool.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
But fair dinkum.
I've heard that before. Fair dinkum. I believe it was also on this stream. I heard.
We probably say it a lot. Fair dinkum can be used for several different things, really.
Fair dinkum. It can mean like that's a good idea or something, or that's
I think it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it says here honestly or yes, honestly.
Honestly.
Yeah, you'd sort of refer to someone would say a statement, and you might go, "Oh, fair dinkum."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard it before.
Yeah,
I'm like,
really?
yes.
Really? Oh, fair dinkum.
And it's like fair dinkum. Honestly, it's like, what is the difference?
Finally, I think we're going to go in Australia for 2025. I need to learn a lot.
We'll learn you up before you get here. It's all good. I think we've got a couple more in the comment.
Yep. Well, I've got
Rob,
my favorite one as well. Actually, I want to.
Yeah?
Mine's a full phrase. Is I'm not here to fuck spiders.
I know that one. I've heard that one as well before. That means I'm not here to do. Wait, how can I explain it in English? Yeah, I also have to switch from Dutch to English. I'm not fooling around. I'm not making jokes. Right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm here to get the work done, basically.
Exactly.
Well, we need to do this now. I'm not here to waste time.
That's a famous Aussie. Never heard it?
No.
I'm not here to fuck spiders. Means like, hurry up.
You're gonna have to use that again. You'll have to use that all the time now.
I was going to use that more often.
Rob says budgie smugglers. Rob says budgie smugglers.
Budgie smugglers.
Budget. It's for the
budgie.
Budgie smugglers. Smugglers, yeah, smugglers. It tell me something, but budgie. I believe it's regarding money or stuff like that. No. Oh.
It's your speedos. You swim it.
Speedos or like a swimsuit. Yeah.
You know what we call them in Dutch?
No.
Ballenknijpers.
There you go.
And
there we go.
Literal translation means ball pinchers.
Yeah. Well, see, we call it budgie smuggler because it looks like you got a couple of budgies, birds. Budgie's a bird here. So if you've ever heard of a budgie, is a small like parrot.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're smuggling a couple of budgies down your front.
Yeah.
Put the budgie smugglers on.
Scott and Rob both said galah. You know what galah is?
Galah.
Man, I'm lost in translation. I'm where's the name of the actor? Bill Murray.
Come on, I have no idea.
I'm lost in translation right now.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Use it in a sentence? Mate, don't be a glar.
Don't be a glar.
It's a bit like the idiot before, but it's also a bird. It's a type of bird is a galah. We have cockatoos and galahs are sort of the same family of bird. But the galah would be a bit like you being a bit of an idiot.
Okay.
About
bogan. Bogan's a good one. I said bogan. Scotty yes says bogan.
Don't be a bogan. I haven't heard it before.
Being a bogan. All the people you see at Summonats are all bogans, by the way. Everyone that's got that mullet going on, the mullet, the long hair at the back, all bogans. Yeah. The car scene with the long hair, short in the front. They got the mullet going on.
And they have to have flip flops and no shirt and
bogans.
About no wuckers.
No wuckers.
Yeah.
Man. Sorry, but I'm loose. I'm lost now.
That one's like that's a shortened phrase of no fucking worries. No wuckers, mate.
No fucking
worries.
No
what is that? What?
No fucking
fucking worries.
No fucking worries. You don't have to worry. No wuckers.
No wuckers.
So short.
No wuckers.
No wuckers.
Yeah, is that bloody turbo going to work on there? Yeah, no wuckers, brother.
No wuckers.
No wuckers.
If I'm ever going to use this slang here in Europe, everybody going to think I go insane that I need to go to a mental health. Because I think guy that fell on his head or something.
There's some classics. What else we got in there? There's some. I think there's some in here. I don't know.
Oh, whoop whoop. Do you know whoop whoop? Have you heard that one?
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we say whoop whoop, that means like that's the sound of the toe. Like, whoop whoop whoop.
It's the middle of nowhere. He leaves out whoop whoop.
Oh yeah. We have a lot of that because it's such a big country. So you see, he's all the way out of whoop whoop, mate. We're going to go around to Tyler's place. I'm not going all the way over there. He's way over in whoop whoop.
Some are so funny, and actually, it all makes sense. But if you don't know the definition, you're like, I have no idea. But when you understand it, you're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty funny, actually.
You got carrying on like a pork chop.
Carry on like a pork chop. Is it like that? Looks like stupid clothing or a stupid bag or something?
Someone's acting unreasonable.
Someone is acting. Jesus
Christ, mate!
You're carrying on like a pork chop there, brother.
I think all these phrases came out of the pubs.
Yeah,
100%.
Pretty sure.
All these phrases.
Yeah.
I'm too drunk and I just blah blah blah. Yeah. We call it for that now.
Here's a good one. I just saw it come up in the chat from Scotty. Yes, ranger.
Ranger.
A ranger. So we refer to certain people as a ranger.
Farm ranger.
No. They're redheads. So if you
redheads, gingers.
Gingers? Yeah, you look like you got a bit of a ginger beard going on there.
Alex. There's a ranger.
Yeah.
That's
you're a ranger, mate. Ranger.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. You're fucking ranger, mate.
That's what we call a rooie.
A rooie
means red.
Oh, yeah.
Rooie.
Oh, I never would have guessed that.
That's like, it's rood means red.
Yeah.
And the people is red. And then we just call, if we call out somebody that's red, a rooie.
Rooie, yeah.
That means you're red.
You're red, yeah.
Yep. What about that? So we've got some comments here about, is there any Dutch funny slang? They want you to test us, I think.
I leave it to him.
What we like to use, Dutch we don't have really typical Dutch slang, but what we like to use is a lot of bad words while telling something.
Yeah.
And what we like to use is bad diseases. So we like, if something happens bad to me, if I stump my toe against the table or whatsoever, kut, god voor kankerzooi. That literal trans means fucking vagina, get cancer. And that's really what we like to use. We
last time also with the guy that I was overtaking and stuff like that, the guy say, ik hoop je heeft zelf de typhus.
Yeah. So
I hope you're going to get the typhus.
I hope you get the typhoid.
Yeah.
That's what when we say something, there is not really like, we have some Dutch phrases, but it's like old sayings more of like.
Yeah.
And Dutch is a very difficult language for foreigner peoples.
Yeah, I would never have guessed either of those. Like, and I would have just been.
If you really want to hear something like Speech op Terstegen says a very nice. You have a Dutch movie called New Kids.
Yeah, New Kids Turbo.
New Kids Turbo.
And Turbo 2. Nitro, yeah.
And this is like the rank, no, not the Rangers, the Bogans of the Netherlands.
Yep.
Also like the mullets.
Yep.
And the wearing trainer shorts and everywhere, and they only swear all the time, and they drink like cheap ass beers, smoke, and do everything bad. And that's a bit of the stereotypical Bogan ghetto side of the Netherlands, like the white ghettos.
Yeah.
And a pig, and a boom.
We to have Dutch slangs, because I'm from the south, I speak a dialect, and the north of the Netherlands doesn't understand my dialect. So if I use my slang, it's totally different, and they don't understand me. If I speak my dialect, people of the north never understand me, because they think I speak German-ish, which is not. But it's a Dutch dialect, and they don't understand me. And then you have also a different dialect in the north, but I can understand that dialect, because it's more easier for us to understand that dialect. So it's really a bit of complicated, but my dialect is a mixture of Dutch, German, and French.
Yep.
Yeah, they use a lot of French words in Dutch. For the spark plugs, we say bougie in France. They use also they used to.
They're not lightning whirlers.
Like the water closet, the WC.
Toilet.
They use toilet. We use
the shitter. We call that the shitter.
Shitter.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Is like
the dunny. The dunny. That's another good slang word. The dunny.
Yeah.
The dunny.
The toilet. Dunny.
If I would say that here, everybody would think I have the runs.
I'm just going to the dunny.
Yeah, because if I say for example, to my girlfriend, ik heb last van dunne, so almost dunny, that means I have diarrhea.
Oh, there you go. Maybe that's how we ended up with it.
This video gonna be demonetized.
Yeah,
for sure.
I got a couple more before we finish up the show. I got watering hole.
Watering hole, yeah, the toilet.
The toilet.
No.
Or the urinal.
No, it's the bar. Going to the bar. Going to the pub.
Down the watering hole. Yeah.
Yeah, different. The other opposite.
The what?
The bar. The drink.
Bar. Oh.
Watering hole.
Yeah,
watering
hole. Pub. Okay. Pub. We call that a pub as well. The bar or the pub.
Or hooroo.
Hooroo?
Yeah.
I actually say that one most days. I use that word. Hooroo.
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 I have no idea.
No idea.
That's see you later, or goodbye, hooray.
Oh, hooroo.
Yeah, hooroo, brother. Hooroo, see ya. Like that one?
Yeah, and
that's all those kind of slang, bro. We're gonna to be I gonna to be loose if we go to Australia.
We'll have a ball. We'll be heading down the watering hole.
Typical Dutch saying would be doe maar normaal.
Doe maar normaal, yeah.
Means get a grip.
Yeah.
Doe normal.
Doe normal.
Doe maar normaal, dan doe je al gek genoeg. Which means just act normal, then it's already crazy enough.
They are lost.
They are
lost. They are lost. Yes. Oh man. Yeah.
There's some good ones.
James posted one before, which is from a famous movie over here. It's Tell Him He's Dreaming.
Dating his dreamer?
Tell him he's dreaming.
It's a good movie. If you want to watch a bit of Aussie culture, watch a movie called The Castle.
The Castle.
You should be able to find it on YouTube. I think The Castle is a good one. It's a bit of Dale Derrigan and he's battled to keep his house beside the airport, and a phrase he uses a lot is "tell him he's dreaming." So his son would look at the classified ads, like all the Craigslist, or I don't know what you have, a Gumtree. We call it Gumtree. Craigslist over here is called Gumtree. Wouldn't be called Gumtree there, but yeah. And he would look up the ads, and he'd say, "Oh mate, what's he got there? $400 for a set of jousting sticks, mate. Tell him he's dreaming."
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have also.
See you, John.
A classic one. De aap komt uit de mouw. And literal translation is the monkey comes out of the sleeve.
The monkey comes out of the sleeve. Even the English translations got me stumped, to be a bit honest.
That means now we know the truth, because something is coming out of the hidden sleeve.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's like the ace is up the sleeve. Yeah, he's got a...
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And another movie. If you're talking about Australian movies, if you want to watch something car related and going back in time in Australian history, so something from like the 70s era in Australia in the car scene, is a movie called Running on Empty.
Running on Empty.
You can watch it on YouTube.
And it is on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
It's called Running on Empty, and it's like Australian car scene from the 1970s, and the old muscle cars, the XY Falcon racing up against the Monaro, the Holden Monaro, and it was a cool old movie. So step
like
back in time,
like Cannonball or stuff like that.
Oh,
it's not Cannonball, but Australian. It's very Australian.
Midnight Run, yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
I used to watch
another one called Midnight Spares is another good Australian one from around the same area.
Running to Empty.
Running to Empty. I'm going to save it. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Running on Empty.
On Empty.
Yeah, running.
I'll send you the message on Instagram with it.
I'll find it for you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's the title. If you search that, it comes straight up. The first thing.
Okay. When I was younger, I used to watch with my parents.
It's old.
The Flying Doctors Australian show.
Oh yeah, the Flying Doctors. Yeah, I remember that growing up. Yeah.
I love watching that. I really loved watching that because it was something unique. Because you would get a little bit of an understanding how fast Australia is, how big it is.
Yeah, well, so my wife Sally, she mentioned in chat just a minute ago, she's from grew up in a place called Cunnamulla, and that's what they would have. The Flying Doctors was definitely a service out there. If you needed to go to the hospital for a big operation or anything, you had to be taken by plane by the Flying Doctors.
Jesus.
It's like me when I was learning English. I was learning English with the school on radio.
The School of the Air.
School in the air, yeah.
Oh, I got a good Dutch word.
Okay.
Mierenneuker.
Mierenneuker.
So it's MIERNNEUKER. Meneuker.
That's a lot.
And
All right.
literal
I'm at a loss here,
translation.
Tyler. Milan. Can you give us some
there's no
sort of
there's no L in
context?
it. You're putting an L in it. There's no L in it.
There's an R. It's only
There's an
R's.
R.
What the English translation is, and
Or even just before you give us an English translation, I didn't give us a bit of context. Like, how would you use it?
Yeah, I would use it in a context like if somebody spends a lot of time on their car on every nut and bolt, then we say
okay, so they're pretty anal about it. So it's like their OCD or their anal.
Then we would say in Dutch, don't be a mierenneuker. Don't go on every point of details and every time spend too much time on one small detail.
Yeah, we'd say sort of ease off the OCD. We would be or obsessive compulsive disorder. We'd call that OCD.
Yeah.
Ease off the OCD there, brother. You're fucking going too far.
And then we just call out that person. Don't be a mierenneuker. It's like
I like it. Or anal would be the other thing we call it. You're being anal, mate. You're fucking.
Yeah. And you could almost compare it to we're not here to fuck spiders.
Yes, yeah. It's very similar.
Yeah. What do
how much Australian TV do you get in the Netherlands? Says Brendan Wheatley. Do you get anything Australian?
0.
We don't really. We have some Australian TV, but there are some. Yeah, but you don't watch TV.
No.
So you don't know.
I just watch Discovery.
You have
Discovery Channel. It provides Australian programs.
You have some Australian, like what they do now. They have some reruns of Outback Truckers.
Oh, that's a good show. Yeah, I like that.
And the gold miners also.
But they're not
the gold dig.
Yeah, the Opal Hunters.
Oh yeah.
And the Gold Hunters or something like that, or Gold Diggers, that they go out with the stuff into the
with the magnet field stuff. Oh, that's a big nugget here, mate. Yeah, clack, boom.
So my wife's uncle, so my wife's father's brother, opal farmers. So they have opal mines.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually what they do. So they do that for a living.
Yeah, but that's something that we have now. They now rerun the Flying Doctors last month.
Oh, really? We don't even have that in Australia anymore. We haven't had that for years.
No, because they did reruns because there is a new variant of the Flying Doctors or something. A new show about it.
I don't know. I don't watch TV.
Something. Yeah, my mom told me that because she used to watch the Flying Doctors all the time, and she told me there was a new show about based on the old one or something like that coming out. I don't know.
Tyler wouldn't even know the Flying Doctors. That's a pretty old show, actually. Tyler, do you have any idea? Have you ever heard of the Flying Doctors?
No.
It's like
doesn't Google it. Finished in 1993.
It was like started in the 80s.
Yeah,
1986.
Finished in 1993. You just said.
Okay.
Yeah, we finished in 93.
Yeah,
so I left school in 1992, so that was.
I was born in 1990.
Oh, we're a bit younger than me.
I'm born in 1984.
84. You're a bit closer to me. I'm 78 model, so. 78 model, which is a Holden HX.
In 2 years, I get 40. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've passed that one. It's scary.
But I don't care. I still 18 in my mind, so that's okay.
18, 12.
I think you just got to have fun and just enjoy it, right? We're here for one time, and it's should be somewhat of a good time. Just do what you enjoy, exactly. and whether it's cars, like obviously we all enjoy together, or whether it's bloody, I don't know, whatever. Everyone has their own passion, and everyone should enjoy whatever it is, because that's what life's about for me. I think it's just about and enjoying it. I've just been out and bought a couple of bloody couple more cars. Did you see what I bought last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
The ramp truck.
Nice ramp truck, huh?
Nice I feel like I'm Finnegan. Do you watch Finnegan?
Exactly. Like, hey, there's a ramp truck. When is the next ramp truck coming? And the box truck.
I've been looking at ramp trucks. I think ever since I watched the first Finnegan ramp truck actually, but I finally found a ramp truck, and I got to admit that thing drives amazing, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, what could we do with this? You know, we could put an LS in it, we could turbo, we could do this, we could get it Godzilla swap it, 7.3 liter V8. Let's go all out. And then we went for a good drive on the weekend down into interstate. So we went to New South Wales, from Queensland to New South Wales, and bought another car. So yes, we have used the ramp truck to go pick up another car, brought that back. That's for next week. We're keeping that secret. But it just drove so well. It's an old 351 Cleveland, Ford 351 Cleveland with a C4 auto. It's at 110 on the highway. Temperature gauge doesn't even hardly move. Put a car on the back of it, and it drives even better. 110
the weight down.
Beautiful. Yeah, it gets the weight down. It's got the helper springs and all that, so it's quite stiff without a car on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it bounces a lot in the rear end, but
it's a V8. So you have the Windsor, then you have the Cleveland one, and the Cleveland is better than the Windsor. So you have a good engine inside.
351 Cleveland. It's a big car. It's slow. It sounds fast and it sounds tough, but it's not. It is slow. It's a truck.
But it has to do the job, and that's towing cars.
Yeah, and it drove so well. We drove down. We picked up a car in New South Wales with Tyler. We came back.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a car show on the way back with a car on a car. It just went, let's go to a car show. Got a bit of attention in there. They did like it, didn't they, Tyler? So,
yeah.
But it was great. And I thought, I think we just leave it alone. And Hoff looked at it with me originally, and he said, leave it alone. He did tell me that. He said, don't stuff around with it. He said, don't try and make it fast. Don't do anything. Just leave it how it is. It'll be great.
If it's already reliable, let it like that. Don't touch it.
No, but it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, and it fits also the purpose. Yeah,
because if you change it to a big LS turbo, when are you going to put a car on the back? Because then you get careful. This and that, and
it is a truck. It is for taking the race car. It's not for being a race car.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
the only thing that I would do is if the engine would blow up or go bad or whatsoever.
Don't say that.
No. If ever happens, you could either take, I will rebuild the engine or put the same engine back in, or would say I go for a diesel one.
Like a Cummins swap. I thought that a Cummins swap would be amazing in it.
The 351 Cleveland. It's for me, this is one of the best V8 that I ever worked on.
That's what I say.
You're back to the Mad Max stuff now, aren't you, Alex? You're thinking.
Do you still want to put a Barra inside your Skyline, or you want to put a Cleveland inside?
No, because I was working on some American muscle car a few years ago. Working on the Mopar Duster and stuff like that. And I have some Ford Mustang with a 351 Cleveland, and I have also a De Tomaso Pantera, which fit inside a Ford 351 Cleveland also.
Yeah, the De Tomaso,
yeah. And this engine is very easy to work on. It's a bulletproof engine. You have a lot of aftermarket parts that you can use too, and you don't denature the engine.
Yeah, true.
So even if you blow the engine up, you can just find out some parts after that, and it's very nice
everywhere.
Yeah.
Parts are everywhere. Like we live out of town, sort of thing, and it's just like 5 minutes up the road, and I've got. I grabbed a, belt for it, and he's just like, oh, yeah, 351 Cleveland. Yeah, mate, it's this one. And it's like, oh, yeah, you bought a temp sender. It's this one here. I've got one on the shelf. you know, like everything's there in the shop. Like,
and that's also the part of the reliability and the easiness of that engine is when you break down with your Ram truck at the side of the road, that you can just go into a part shop and say, I got a Windsor or a Cleveland, need this and this parts, and they just take it off the shelf and you can drive again.
Yeah.
For us with a Barra engine, it was a little bit more difficult for us, but that's why it's in a race car and not in a.
For us, the Barra stuff is also on the shelf. Like we're actually
not for us.
Not for us.
That's why we drive.
Barra, like that's all off the shelf stuff here for us.
Yeah, but that's why we drive as a daily. We have an Audi wagon. If I drive to a part shop, they have it on the shelf because it's a basic Audi Volkswagen parts.
Normal.
Yeah, but the Barra, like yesterday when I finished to rebuild the engine, I was not struggling, but I was very, very gentle with the camshaft bridge, you know, that you have on, because they have to fit properly. And it was very struggling. All the rest of the build was not, I care, but I do it very easily. And I was pretty confident, but for the camshaft cap, so the bridge, I was, sometimes it was, it's like, oh, okay, I got it was, if I blowing up this thing.
Otherwise, snap.
Yeah. If I was blowing up this thing, I have to reorder it after that. And
then you're waiting for freight from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, the fact is that the Barra, it's not a normal engine here. So if you F up something, that you have to reorder it from Australia. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I might as well finish off the rest of the events because I got to hit the Frog and Toad.
You got to go to bed.
You got to hit the road. Got to get out of here. We're hitting the Frog and Toad.
I think because what time is it now at your place?
10 p.m. here.
Just after 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's 1:12, 13. Yeah, it's 1 p.m. now.
Yeah, 1 p.m.
And we
time for lunch.
Are you meant to be working?
I took a day off.
Lucky.
I took day off also. So then,
because we have to work on the car. So after we finish this, we grab some food and then we're going to work on the Power Glide and finish up the Barra.
You're gonna look up an Aussie pie and make one of those and have a quick feed of a good old Aussie pie.
Sausage roll.
Yeah, no, I don't know if my boss he checks in on these videos occasionally, so I'll be in a work meeting tomorrow, and he'll be like, "Oh, I saw on your video on YouTube last night that you spoke about blah blah blah." That's always off-putting.
Yeah, that's why I took the day off, because when we had this meeting planned, I'm like, I will take the day off because I'm not going to do this while I'm working. So I'd rather take the day off. And then we can also spend some time on working on the engine and on the gearbox.
You don't have much time left, so you got plenty to do.
Okay, guys.
So, Tyler, you've got some events there you want to go through.
Yeah, got the rest of the events. We got roll racing on Saturday, 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. at Queensland Raceway. Cars and coffee at Link Drive Yatlow on the Run Cafe, 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. On Sunday, we got cruise and to Black Butt Bakery.
New Year's Thunder. I obviously missed that earlier while I was getting a drink.
Yeah.
We've got the Willowbank be a big event as well.
Yeah, it's not in our calendar, funnily enough.
Oh, isn't it? Willowbank's got a massive drag racing event on this weekend called New Year's Thunder, which was postponed since New Year's. So all the big boys are out, all the top alcohol cars, and Benny Bray will be out there racing. So I might go and check out that one.
Got the cruise Black Butt Bakery, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. at the Black Butt Bakery, meeting at Burpengary BP at 9 a.m. Freo Streetwise Charity Car Cruise, Perth's biggest bog lap. The annual Freo Streetwise Charity Car Cruise starts at 10 a.m. From Captain Munchie's Beach Street Car Park. Got Morning Mayhem on as well, 5:30 a.m. till 8 a.m. Early start for that one. Track day out at Queensland Raceway. And that's it. That's all we've got in the calendar.
You got any events for us, guys, for the weekend over there?
Oh, well, there is nothing. The only one is in March 19 and 20 of March. We may be going to be live on YouTube because we really want to show the people what we notice, and that's why I want to say a big shout out to all the Australian people who was watching us and supporting us on our YouTube channel, because you have to know that we are here in Netherlands, but most of the supporters come from Australia.
Yeah,
we are 60% of our subscribers come from Australia.
Oh, really?
Yes, mate.
You got as many subscribers from Australia as us.
Yeah, because we put down Barra on every kind of videos, because this is
and then the people watching it,
just people watching it.
We'd love to see if you do that live in March. We'll definitely be in the comments all the way.
There's
we're thinking that
there's a link spammed there in the chat, guys, as well. Go and subscribe to their channel if you haven't already.
Thank you for everybody that subscribes or whatever.
Yeah, but we are not a very serious YouTube channel. We take everything with joke and
very lightly.
Yeah, very lightly. We love to make some bloopers and also to just share with the people normal content. You know, we are professional, but we love to enjoy.
Be real as well. Got to be real too, right?
Yeah. We also like to show the people the failures as well. We don't mind, because in life it's the same thing. Nothing goes perfect.
No.
You have some failures, something will go wrong, and people have to be treated on that as well, to show like everything doesn't go well. Sometimes things go wrong, and people will probably find that more interesting that something goes wrong than something goes good and well.
It's like I'm not like this kind of. I'm not going to have a lot of friends if I say that, but I don't care because I'm honest. I'm not to be. I'm not a YouTuber. I just do YouTube videos because I want to share and spread out my knowledge and also the background that I have as a mechanic. With the people don't have this kind of experience, and I don't want to be kind of YouTuber that
Thanks, Ali.
do the to show just only the good side, Hey, we rebuilt the engine and it's not first time without any problem. No,
that's not going to
happen. Be real.
You have to someone.
People want to see that too. They want to see the real.
Yeah, exactly. And
just let the camera roll and just show it. Like,
yeah, that's why I always said to him, it's like we just start the camera, we roll, and we talk to the camera, and we make a lot of bloopers. Most of the time, he keeps because he also does the editing of the videos. He keeps in the bloopers, or he puts them on the end to put the bloopers in, to show the people that we also make mistakes. We're only human.
Yeah.
And it's part of
all
life.
our interviews, everything. When we go talk to people, there's no set questions. There's no we have no plan. It's just like, oh yeah, you want to go on camera? We'll have a chat to you, and then we just turn the camera on, and I ask them some questions. It's like us talking to you tonight. It's just.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a chat, and then we put it all in, and then and sometimes I say stupid shit, and I don't know if everyone picks up on it or not, but
but
there's points where I'll say something, someone will say something to me, and then I'll ask them about it straight afterwards, not realizing what they just said to me, or and Tyler leaves all that in. I'm like, Tyler, make me look better than that, but
No, but that's part of life, and it makes it also fun to watch.
Yeah,
because it's real. And
people I think appreciate genuine.
Yeah, definitely.
All these guys here that are here tonight, they appreciate it because it's genuine. So
sometimes shit just works out.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I also like. If I check in my YouTube subscriptions to people, most of the time it's not the biggest YouTubers, because the biggest YouTubers all scripted and all those stuff, and I don't like it.
Yeah, if we did storyboards and all that sort of stuff, we wouldn't do what we do because it'd be just too hard. We just go to an event and we just take cameras with us and
have fun
shit while we're there and have fun and we go, oh, we should do something, and then afterwards we're like, oh, we should have done an intro and an outro, and we think about
I forgot the intro. Here's the intro.
we do that 3 weeks later, try and work it in somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever you see Tyler standing in his garage and doing an intro, it's because that
I did that on the morning while I'm editing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, we didn't do an
We've done it
intro.
also a few times.
Yeah. Sometimes when we do
We forgot the outro, to say.
But we don't care actually. Sometimes we do intro and the train just pass by in the middle of the intro, like "Hello, what's up, guys?" Blah blah, and then you hear the first train passing by. Okay, we take a second take. Hey, hello, and
the second train
train
goes back,
pass
and
by. But I mean, we prefer to provide quality and real fact to the people that just cutting and editing without any.
Not to make a show. No, it's just straight as this, and just some small minor cutting and editing.
Yeah, meme and stuff like
Just
that.
us. Yeah, just some of the boring stuff. We'll drop that out when nothing's happening. Yeah.
Or something like with the hand in front of the camera, that you only see the hand.
Yeah.
So cut. Remove because you don't see shit.
Nah, look, I must admit, I've had a great night tonight. The show's gone
Me too.
much.
Me too.
We've gone an hour over what we would normally go because we've just been shooting the breeze. I don't know if that's another bit of Aussie slang. We've been shooting the breeze. We've been chatting along.
Very,
We've been
nice.
waffling on.
Waffling on.
Ruffling. But
I said the drunk Dave's the best Dave. I could have had another couple of drinks. I've only had a half a bottle.
Green is nice. Gary says it's a long one and has been an awesome show. Loving it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I think it's been great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
No
Thank
worries
you
at all. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
We'll get you back again in another couple of weeks, hey, and we'll see how everything's going. You said you got 3-4 weeks, so maybe just after you get that done, see how you went.
Yeah, and probably we do the live on the event.
Yeah.
We'll probably take an iPad or some extra equipment that we do a live stream on the event. That's on a Saturday and a Sunday. So we probably do
Love to see that.
an early stream so you guys can watch it live in the evening.
We're gonna to make the stream early in Europe for you guys in Australia can watching it because
you let us know ahead of time when it's going to be, and we'll share it out.
The show open at 8:30 or 9 a.m. here in Netherlands. So
Dutch time. So that's 6:30 in your time.
Yeah.
In the evening.
Okay. Yeah.
5:30 or 6:30. Yeah.
And then probably
we'll share it out for you guys, and I'm sure everyone here will want to jump on and see how it goes. So we'll definitely be checking it out. We'll be looking to see that Barra running.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not only you.
Even yesterday when I was turning by hand, I was there is no strong point. It turned 3. That's a good sign.
Good compression.
Good compression. I don't know because I didn't put the spark plug in. Normally you should. I don't know to put the spark plugs and just check by hand if it's strong, if I need a massive bar or not. But even with by hand, it's nice. But yeah.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on the show, and thanks to everyone who's stuck around with us as well.
Thanks for everyone listening to us talk shit.
For 2.5 hours straight.
Yeah, 2.5 hours straight. That was nice.
It's been brilliant, actually. I've had a great night. So it was a great day, for us. For me to have a work day Thursday for us, and then knock off work and have a chat and have a couple of drinks, and I think it's been a great evening. So hopefully everyone else has enjoyed it as much as me.
I think so. Yeah, I saw some comments that people loved it. So. Thank you for having us, and we will keep in touch.
Yeah, and thanks for the support and everything from the guys in the chat. Awesome question. Thank you very much for having having us in your chat, and it was awesome. Big shout out. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thanks everyone. We'll see you in the next one. Stay in that right lane.